fucking horribly wrong. Um, I don't remember the specific names of the beasties, but I could scroll up and find it before the rest.
I can tell you. The small ones were Kruthix.
Yeah, Kruthix.
Yeah, and the big one that was spitting acid is an Ankeg.
Yeah, which I discovered later should not have been working simpatico like they were. So log that for later. We had a very intense fight. Um, Also a very dynamic fight with a lot of shit going on. We did manage to save 6 of the townspeople. Um, Cal looted all the bodies. We had to put a cart back together, so uh, Dom had a quick chat with a really like lovely but dead uh, carpenter fellow, who I believe their husband is in Miris, right?
Hmm.
Yeah. um, I made carpenter's tools for them, so those still exist until I use that feature again. You can just hang on to that meat tenderizer with sandpaper on the end of it.
Do they last like until you use the feature again, or are they timed?
I think it's till I use the feature again. I'll check.
Yeah, cool, cool. Um,
Yeah, they vanish when you use the this feature again.
oh, cool, cool.
So
So
for
yeah,
now,
we,
it's
we got carpenter tools. A very nice
cool.
moment of like the artificer, the forge cleric, and then the roguish sort who can learn how to use things like Matrix style, right? The dead
True.
downloads it to his brain.
Amber did do most of the probably like real work vis-a-vis actually getting it to go back together.
Yeah, but I mean, you everyone contributed,
Yeah,
and a
I
cool
thought that
moment
was
where
more
the
Dominic because I'm not
the
proficient in carpenter stuff.
yeah, everybody like contributed, but like a cool moment that like the three of you together were able to like utilize all your stuff and like come up with a cool solution to everything.
also, Cal was the most successful at reviving anybody sans healer's kit. I do remember that as part of the rolls at the end. Like Cal fucking crushed the medicine roll while everybody else flubbed it.
What?
Right at the
I think Ember did well just
Mhm.
because she
no,
had the
that's yeah,
healer's kit, but
that's what I was
like,
saying. Like Ember had the healer's kit and got several people.
yeah,
The
that
rest
that
of us
was me
tried to do
clarifying for Ted, who
yeah,
sounded confused. The rest of us suck shit, yeah.
yeah. The rest of us ate shit about it.
Think maybe I forgot something happening.
Cool, yeah. You saved the people, fixed some people up, fixed the cart up to get it traveling again, and then arrived in Miraz. um, Excellent. Cody, give yourself some inspiration there, sir. Um, we will we're gonna pick up right as like the caravan is like they're being entered into the city. But because like like you all have the caravan as a whole have been through like a traumatic experience recently. And the cart, while quite functional, like clearly looks like it still needs, if you've made it last to where it would get to Maras and maybe a little further, but like it very clearly needs like real full repair work on it. So, and people still look injured, and those who didn't have a lot of change in clothes, they still look a little muddied up. So, people are talking with some of the guards that are at the front gates of Maras here, and you can see that the the guards and several of the travelers that came along with you, as well as Andre and Hubert, um, and Aaron, are speaking with the guards as well. And as everyone is kind of getting themselves situated coming into town, um, you can hear them explaining the situation to the guards, presenting their papers, as like they are official travel merchants. recognized in different cities. So the guards take what they're saying seriously, as well as there's many witness accounts and like clear injuries and damage about the attack by these creatures not far outside of the city itself. And you hear the guards say that they will send out a contingent of uh, like a construction team to repair the damages, as well as due to the nature of the attack, they will send out several of the praetors as well. And I would say, Rainier, you would know what a praetor is, and Ember, you would also know. They're like the special ops of the Marassian like military. And Maras keep armed forces. They have guards for their city. Um, Not anywhere near the amount that Bastion maintains, as Bastion likes to extend its influence throughout Adari. But the Praetors are like serious fucking business when they show up somewhere. So the fact that they are going to even send them to look at like road repairs for this is like, you two hear that and you go, oh shit, okay, this is like they are taking care of this problem. As
Could you spell that for us?
Sure, yes, I'm gonna have to Google it to get the right spelling
Oh.
of it. Yeah, here we go. 'Cause it's one of those weird AE things. Oh,
Mm.
that is private. Nope. Is that private? I don't know. I'm just
No,
gonna.
I can see
No,
it.
was it?
Okay, cool. You guys can see. Okay, cool. Yeah, praetors. So as that is being worked out, essentially, and like they're pulling the caravans off to the side, and you can see people coming over and them separating out. Like, does anybody still need assistance? Anything like that? They're doing their jobs. You see Aaron looks over around the crowd and is like, you can see her kind of like checking to see, doing, like checking off lists in her head. And she turns to see the group of you and then makes a beeline to you all. And smiles brightly at the grouping of you, and kind of makes like a shrug and a like a I'm not sure motion with her hands, and says, well, we made it. All thanks to you all. And honestly, I mean that with everything here. On behalf of Andre, Hubert, myself, and all of us that traveled together, we really wouldn't have made it to Maras without each of you.
Well, we certainly could have done more, I feel, but did the best we had at the time.
Well, that's all we can do. But I think that each of you went above and beyond. Thank you. Thank all of you. And if you ever find yourselves on the old road again and in need of company, you are each always welcome in the Bronze Voyage.
How long are you staying in Miras before you head out again?
She turns over and like looks in the direction of Andre and Hubert and the cart and says, well, we were only planning on staying maybe a week or so, but I think we're gonna rest up and make sure that Andre gets healed proper. Might be a few weeks this time. A little vacation. Can't hurt. And once the cart's fixed up proper, get a replacement horse, and we'll be back on the road again. What about you all?
I've got to check in at the forge and at the bakery, and I'll be here for a while. This is my home.
Oh. Maras is a lovely place. Well, I'm sure you all have business to attend to in town. It's been
Yeah.
wonderful making each of your acquaintances. Oh, before I forget, um, Rainier, she hands you a small leather pouch. You can feel the heft of several coin inside. Um, Merv, you mentioned signing up as a guard. Were you serious about that?
Absolutely not.
Okay. Okay.
I mentioned it in passing, and I think the only one who actually signed up was Amber, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, Ember did sign up. I don't remember
Yeah.
about anyone else.
Okay, very good. She also hands a small pouch to you as well. By the weight of it, it's pretty light. You were only on board, like
Yep.
proper guard for a few days, but still, you get paid because you did the work. um,
Wish I would have
um,
signed up, you guys.
um, she gives you all a smile and a wave, and then says, "Well, I gotta check on everyone, make sure everything is going well. I'll see you soon."
Good to see you.
And she heads off to join the others, and you are in Maras. Um,
Real quick, how much was I paid again? I don't know. I was not keeping track earlier.
yeah, you would have received 12 gold.
Okay, that's
What?
about right.
Yeah, and Ember, you would have received let's call it 3 gold. Um, now Maras is a city of industry. There are many plumes of smoke coming out of chimneys of different kinds of businesses. There's a lot of forge work done here. This is a town that draws a lot of like a significant amount of raw materials from the mountains nearby, and the city is built so like it nooks around the actual mountain itself, and there's even a structure that is built like over top of into and on the side of the mountain, and there's sight lines through the city that lead into a large opening that is carved into the mountain. This is the mine of Miras itself, and the building that is constructed over top of it is a lot larger and kind of grander than the other buildings here, due to either wealth or possibly the status of whoever maintains and controls the mine. It doesn't smell like there's not like smog here, right? But clearly this is a place where things are pulled from the ground and reprocessed. Um, uh, as you take a few steps, past the gate, you can hear the hustle and bustle of the town around you. Um, a lot of the signage that you see is in Dwarvish first, and then underneath in Common. And as you hear people walking about and talking, um, probably about the majority of it is also in Dwarvish. You hear bits of Common, bits of Elvish, but a lot of people are speaking Dwarvish, and not just those that are Dwarven, but it seems that that is like the more common language here, which fits since this is a Dwarven founded city long, long ago. Um, you are. I'm going to bring you all to the map for Maras,
Pretty.
and we
Ooh.
all are here.
Say, Amber,
Hmm.
you know of
Amber.
any hoity-toity merchants?
A lot?
Right. I mean, one that like has probably a lot of income to throw around on buying stuff.
A lot? What are you looking to buy? Looking to
Nah, looking to
sell?
sell.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Well, I mean, there's a market. I don't.
What
It would
about
depend on what you're trying to sell, I guess. There's
like a
members from.
curio shop or
Or you just sort of
yeah,
stuff.
maybe like someone who sells like little Philly curios or maybe like machines.
Would I know of a machine shop?
Not a machine shop here, but along the lines of what he's talking about, um, there's a jeweler. They sell, fairly expensive items, jewels, right? That's called the Gem Cutter. Um, there's also a place that sells more kind of curios. They're called the Traveler's Observer. And then there is a general store that's called the Burlap Emporium.
I think that observer one that's a ticket. I think is at least for starting. Where's that at?
Sean.
You point down a side street that's actually quite near where you're standing. It's essentially like down this street, hook a left, and then you'll see a building that's a large brick 2-story building with a brown roof. Um, a curious thing, like you know this place because they have like a little mascot outside that always like it bring like it's like a little local mascot. They have a big tortoise outside, a live tortoise that just hangs out on like the porch area.
What?
Yeah, yep, yep. Sometimes little kids climb on them. I mean, it's not
Oh,
exciting rides because tortoise.
do you
But
know how
hey,
old it is?
no idea. It was here before me, and I'm
Oh, it's
50.
probably
So
real old.
yeah, it's got to be many, many, many decades.
Well,
Yeah. Thing about this is anything that's this close to the main gate is going to be some of the more expensive, better known places. Anything closer to the mine gate, towards closer to the mountain, that stuff tends to be not less nice, but like less well known. Because
that stuff's
most,
the real deal. This is all like tourist trappy.
I mean, that's no, I mean, not tourist trappy, but
I
like,
mean, you are a tourist.
Right, I am a tourist.
I mean,
Tourist.
Tourist. Fuck.
Tourist.
Fuck. We can't do this.
You're from out
So
of
I mean,
town.
right. Are we
Uh,
gonna like meet back up? Is there like a good spot you wanna like an inn we can,
um,
or are we gonna like? I figured I'd just keep following y'all around, kind of seeing what you get up to.
I mean, I can be a tour guide if you need me to.
Oh, oh, that'd be great. I know you don't know where the prismatic spider is, but I could probably ask like that might be one of them not touristy ones.
What is
The
that?
what?
Oh, it's a business I gotta find that business because I gotta set up a bit of business of my own. I was tipped off.
Huh. Okay.
I don't think that sounds like something I've ever been to, but I can take you to the Travelers Observatory. Is this one?
Yeah, we go there first, and then we're gonna go see your shop. And you're talking about sculpture. I want to see it.
Oh, that's outside Weimar shop. That's on the other side of town.
I
But yeah,
mean,
we can.
yeah, that sounds like where we stop on a tour, huh?
He does have a point.
I will lead them over to the Travelers Observatory.
Okay, very, very good. um, as you begin to head that way, you actually like you're heading this way, and then cutting like across your path, you see Rael, the elf you were traveling with from the Arcanium. He catches your eye and just kind of walks up a bit towards you all. Oh, I'm glad to see you all. I was talking to the guards for a little while, and then I lost you for a moment. I just wanted to let you know that, um, well, I just want to say thanks again for saving my life twice now.
Yeah, no
Is what it is.
problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Um,
speaking of, I mean, are you comfortable wandering around this big city by yourself?
oh, I'll be fine. You see, he kind of like pulls the little bag that he bought back in Oakenstall, kind of like adjusts it a bit, a little closer. Yeah, I'll be fine. I mean,
Well,
I wasn't.
where are you going? Like, where are you heading? Because like this is my hometown. You can. We just got a couple other errands to run. We can get you where you need to go.
Oh, I actually got directions already. I'm going to the Black Mountain. It's the tavern. Right about over there or so, I think.
Well, why don't I escort you?
No, you're welcome to. I'm on my way to meet with Master Mobarad, so
Ooh, who's
um,
that?
Wonderful.
Before he walks away, I just want to throw an arm around him and be like, "Look, later on, I'm gonna come find you. We're gonna go. We're gonna look for some training grounds because I don't think it's right that you're an elf that can't use a bow. Just as precaution, we're just gonna teach you how to use one. Just real quick, Just borrow that. We'll get you one. Teach you like the basics to it. You need some of this. You need some training.
Maybe you like start them with a sling, and then you work your way up to a bow.
That too.
Nah,
We could
that's a
talk.
totally different muscle structure. You gotta work.
Oh,
You
I
gotta
see.
the bow uses like your entire
That's
upper
fair enough.
torso.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Or if you don't want those, we
strong
can get you a
fingers.
crossbow, and you could just cock it and push. Cock it and push the trigger. That's all you
I
gotta do.
There's
mean,
a little
you
bit
say
more to it than
just.
that. I'll just
I've
say
wa-
I feel like it's pretty dismissive of how difficult this
I've
fucking thing
watched
is.
Rainer do it. It's a whole fucking thing. I had
Yeah.
to like invent a thing just to kind of bypass half the fucking problem with it.
Well,
yeah,
I'm trying to get. I look at them and I'm like quieting them down. I'm like, I'm just trying to get him to do it.
I mean, I could
I
probably
don't
do it
want
with
to
your
scare
bow
him.
too. And now I
Uh,
think about it,
I don't
Rael,
want
the
to scare him
tavern, you
away.
say?
he
Perhaps I could buy you a drink?
he looks through your lathe and says, I mean, I'm not really much of a fighter, but
Next,
honestly,
I cut him
honestly,
off. I'm like, next time you get kidnapped, then don't look for us. You'll be on your own.
whoa there.
okay. I mean, I was gonna say I'd love for you to teach me, but
I
all
mean,
right.
I could do that. I could do that. I could do that.
Layla's apologize.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm
Yes,
sorry.
you're sorry.
I meant that to be a joke, but I did not say that correctly.
Oh,
I
it's
apologize.
it's fine. A lot of people don't get my humor. I read a lot of books, so I'm not really good with you know.
I'm used to the snobby ills, so this is like I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
Yeah. Um. Okay. I can take you to the inn if you want.
What was the name of that tavern again?
It's the Black Mountain Inn.
Hmm. Sounds wonderful. I look forward to meeting your mentor.
Oh, great. I mean, honestly, I think he'd like to meet all of you. So maybe when you're done, whatever you're doing, you can come join us all.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Seems pretty close.
Great. All right. I'll see you all then.
As
And
he's wa-
oh, go
as
on.
he's walking away, I just want to be like, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. Didn't mean it.
You don't have to apologize so much. I understand. Okay, Cal, I'm just gonna pull you.
Mhm.
Actually, I'm gonna designate where the inn is currently, and it is here. Great. Okay, I believe you all were heading to the Travelers Observatory. Okay,
Yeah.
How
cool.
are you turning? Oh, Dom fell over.
Um, let's say it's just on the other side, right over here.
I was trying to zoom out, but that's not really. Apparently, that just turns me. So, give me a second to get right up.
I want to roll a nature check to see how old this turtle is.
If your
Tortoise.
token is selected and you mouse wheel, it will then rotate your token. If you unselect your token, it'll then zoom you in and out.
Apparently, I can't unselect my token. It's fine. I don't need a huge view.
Okay.
You got to read those tortoise rings on the arms. That's how
Cool.
you figure it out.
All right. You all head towards the Travelers Observatory. Um, outside you can see. Cool. You see a two-story brick and timber building with a brown roof and some nicely trimmed hedges outside. There's a beggar nearby the shop, kind of like harassing a few people for some coins. He sees all of you, assumes that you're all like armed and armored, and you see him kind of gather himself and walk down the street. Um, and as you approach, you see there is indeed a large tortoise on the kind of front entrance porch of this business. Go ahead. Did you already roll your nature check?
Yeah.
Okay, you're 19. This tortoise is like 120 years old.
Oh.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
Merv is like kneeling down next to it, like not poking, but like counting. Seems to be like counting something on its legs. Oh,
You
there's the old boy.
As you're down by its legs, it's like neck cranes up very slowly over to you, and kind of like gives a little like kind of bump with its head against yours.
You see Merv just like fucking delighted, like claps his hands together.
He begins like moving his head kind of around your, like he's going for like pockets. It seems like he's trying to sniff something out. Do you have any kind of plants or vegetables on you?
I'm gonna say he wants carrots.
I don't. Besides the magic cabbage, and I don't want to give the magic cabbage to him.
Oh, you should give the magic cabbage to him.
Okay,
That'd
I'll
be kick-ass.
I'll give him a pinch of the magic cabbage. I'll
Alright,
get my big inside bag out, pull the drawstring.
You pull out the blue cabbage. Take a. Do you set it in front of him, or you like peel off some leaves?
I'll peel off some leaves.
Okay, cool. You peel off some leaves, and he kind of like brings his head up to it, and then there's an immediate big chomp, and he crunch, 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 crunch. He devours as much as you give him. Little blue flecks are along his little beak falling onto the ground. He's loving it.
Yeah, Merv like straightens up, like tips his hat to the tortoise, goes to walk in the shop.
Very good. You step in, and for as tall as the building is, it actually has like fairly low kind of ceilings. Those of you who are near 6 foot or taller have to kind of like stoop down inside here. And what becomes apparent why it is a little bit smaller, is the you see behind a little countertop is a female halfling, and she has built this space to accommodate her. and the dwarves who normally shop here. You do notice one thing in particular inside, in the center of the room, kind of illuminating it, is a floating glass pyramid. It's just inverted on the ceiling,
Ooh.
and inside of it, there's just a little like white light that kind of rotates and sparkles in the glass of it, and sends like little rainbows every now and then, across the inside of the room. You all enter in, and the halfling woman who's reading a little book closes it and sets it on the counter and waves to you all and says, "Hello, welcome to the Travelers Observatory. How may I help you?"
I'm here to sell something to you.
"Oh, all right. What do you have?"
Uh, I will switch to halfling as I like pull out the spyglass that's just like wrapped in a handkerchief and set it on the counter and say, "A friend of mine, well, friend of a friend, bequeathed this to me. I think it's worth a pretty penny, and y'all, you're my first stop, I suppose."
Hmm. You see, she uh, um, responds in halfling, saying, "Oh, very curious," and undoes the wrapping on it and holds up the spyglass. You can see she puts it against her eye and twists it, extends it a few times to check its function, kind of looking about her shop for a moment. Sets it in her hands and kind of just reviews it very closely, looking at its condition. Um, this spyglass, it is, I mean, it's not broken or anything, but it has seen some use.
Mm-hmm.
There are a few mars on it here and there. As it twists, there is like it makes a sound, like it grinds a little bit as you move it, but functionally seems to be okay. um, she sets it back down on the fabric you had it wrapped in and says, "Oh, these are can be rare, especially up this side of Adari. Um, Down south by the port, you find them a little more often. So I can give you a good price on it, but it has seen some time. It's not brand new. I could
Fair
offer
enough.
you. I could offer you, say, 700."
Ooh.
Uh, yeah, I think Merv like considers for a second, like sort of fiddles with his mustache, and is like, "Okay, yep."
Hmm. All right.
Reaches a hand out.
She leans over the counter and shakes your hand, um, and rewraps the spyglass. You see her. She says, "Just hold on, just a moment." And you see her like hop down and walk into a little back room. Little curtains flap as she passes through. Um, you have a few moments in the store here, and there are on there are display shelves. It's fairly wide open. There's only like several display shelves, and they seem to have it's like little illusions that kind of rotate in place, showing like what she has for sale. So the physical items themselves are not on display, and there's like little cards that say like what is here in this place. Um, you see, one of them is a glass bottle that has a like a little boat inside of it. um, you see another is a pair of slippers. You see a set of like two rings also in there. Um, Something that looks like a jar. It says honey pot on it. You see a mug as well, and a very large looking kind of spoon.
I kind of want to look at this mug without trying to bug anybody.
Yeah, sure. You step over to it, and there's a little card on it that talks about it. And this is it's called a mug of merry drinking. Um, and it says that any liquid you place inside of it can be warmed or cooled to how you want, but it can't freeze or boil. And if the mug ever falls from your hand, the contents will not spill. And it costs 50 gold.
I just
I
look
love
around. I'm like, I'm too broke for this place. I whisper it. I don't say it out loud.
Shh. What is the spoon?
The spoon. You see, again, this like kind of it looks like like you have like a big stirring spoon if you're making like
Mhm.
chili or something in a pot, right? Um, uh, it's a lacquered wooden spoon. It's called the spice box spoon, and within the spoon contains an entire cupboard. Um, if you swirl the spoon in anything edible, like drink or stews or anything, it exudes aroma and infuses mixture of spices. So it's a spoon that can season things when stirred. It costs 50 gold.
What about orb?
Do you mean the glowing orb in the ceiling?
Oh fuck, that got me.
I'm just kind of looking up at the orb. Like, is it like it's clearly just a light fixture? Is it hovering?
As you take a closer look, it is indeed floating. It is not attached to the ceiling. There is a few inches of space between the top of the ceiling and down. So, like, if you're tall and you're walking, like, you actually have to like move your head out of the way of this thing. It just hovers in place, and the light inside just kind of spins around very, very slowly.
Fucking neat. I I I want to buy this mug.
You see, the female halfling comes back and sets upon the counter a small chest of coin. She opens it to show you Merv, and inside you see several hundred gold coins. And she closes it. You make sure the latch is tight, and then just pushes it over to you and says, um, "Very nice doing business with you today. What's your name?"
Name's Merv Marshskim. What's your name?
Oh, and this is in halfling to you.
Yeah.
Um, my name's Jasmine Bigheart. Very nice to meet you. The Jasmine Bigheart, anybody can understand, like when she's saying a name.
Merv will, while they're doing stuff, open it up and count out would be 5 piles of 50 gold.
Yeah, I mean, she lets you. It's your coin. You can
Yeah.
do whatever you want.
I'm just
with it.
like sitting cross-legged on the ground, counting this out.
Yeah, cool. She turns like kind of like addresses the rest of you. There are a few people. There's like 2 other people in the shop right now, kind of browsing around. Um, um, and she addresses like she can see you all are very new here, and she goes, let me know if you have any questions. My name's Jasmine, and I can assist you any way that I can.
I just look around in astonishment, just saying "wow" repeatedly.
Okay, all the rest of y'all come over here and get 50 gold.
Oh
Okay,
shit, really?
I
Yeah.
go over there with Merv. Merv told me what to do.
I mean, I'm gonna keep most of this for seed money, but ain't fair if you don't get some.
It was wait. I'm like, what? This gold? Because like during that whole interaction with Merv, I was just dumbfounded by everything else. I'm just like, this gold. Where did you get it from?
Oh, I sold the spyglass that was given to me by Flowers.
I'm like, no, Merv. You can keep the 50 gold. I don't
Keep
need
your.
it.
I got what I need. Take
Like,
look.
Laylis, take
Thanks,
the
Merv.
I'm gonna
50
leave this
gold.
pile on the
Yeah.
ground. You can pick it up, or you
Yeah,
can leave it there. But I'm not. I got
Merv
50
is
for
buying me a
Cal.
very fancy mug. Thank you. Thank you,
Oh,
Merv.
I mean, that's nice. Yeah.
I am not used to this
If
kind
you
of
want to use
thing.
this to buy something in here, that's fine. Save it. I don't care.
Okay. Okay.
How big is the chest?
It's small.
Okay, can it fit inside the big inside bag?
Oh yeah.
Oh fuck yeah! Merv like
I,
first opens it up and just dumps all the coins out, and then closes the chest and shoves the chest inside the bag.
And Jasmine just she just smiles at you and it goes, very generous. That's you don't see that very often.
I mean, I guess not, but like I don't know, it didn't feel right.
Hmm. How long are you in town for, Merv?
Don't really know.
Hmm.
I got well. I mean, I probably end up. It depends on how my business goes.
I like pass by Merv and clear my throat very loud.
Hmm?
Then like flick my eyes towards her.
What?
Then I walk away, I guess.
She says, well, is there anything else I can help you with or your friends?
I mean, I think I'm okay for now. Like, unless you got anything that's kind of like, I guess like alchemy related. But
Well, there's
circle back to me. You get them first.
Sure. And she avails herself from any has questions about any of the items in the shop here.
Does
I'm buying that mug.
Buy the mug.
Yeah.
Okay, it's 50 gold to buy the mug of merry drinking.
oh is there
Uh,
a shop for pets around?
You have a dragon.
You gonna get barding for your get a little harness.
She goes, you mean, do you want to buy? Oh, who is this? And she like points at your little dragon that is walking alongside with you.
The little guy's name is Basar. He's my little buddy. I just want to
Oh.
get him a gift.
Hmm. I mean, there's a pet shop where you can buy pets. Um, does he eat?
Everything.
Okay, you could probably buy, food for him there.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. I could do that. And then before anything else, do you have anything elvish or elven?
Elven. Nothing elven in nature, no.
Okay. I'm just this is a whole new scenario to me. Um, I'll be back, I promise. I just don't know what I want.
Sure.
I'm gonna go hide next to Rainier and just I don't want to get lost yet.
um, uh, Merv, she walks over to you and says, "Well, in terms of alchemy, well, the only two things I have that are kind of really related to that is, well, there's the spice box spoon. That's alchemical cooking. That's
Mhm, mhm.
pretty neat. I made that one myself.
How'd you do
There's
it?
magic.
I mean, yeah. I look. I deserve that one.
It I like cooking,
Mhm.
and I thought it'd be nice to, sometimes you don't always have the spices you need all the time, and I thought it'd be nice to make something that always did. It took a few tries of getting the spatial magic right, but I figured it out. This is one of a kind. Well, two of a kind. I have one.
Hmm.
And then there's she walks over to the honey pot. And it's a jar and it's called the Honey Pot of Awakening. And she goes, "This here, again, not exactly alchemical, but it does change things. If you put honey inside this, it transforms it into. Do you know what a jelly is?
I mean, I think so.
Like
It's
an
like
ooze
yeah, like
thing,
a little blob.
right? It sort of awakens the honey into an ooze. Um, then you can kind of, well, then you have an. You don't control the ooze. That's the crazy thing about it.
Right,
I
it just
haven't.
kind of runs around.
Right. Once you kind of dump it out, it's doing its own thing. This I didn't make, but I got a good deal on it, so
How much
figured
that cost?
350 gold.
Not right now, but if that ain't bought, I might come back and get it.
Sure.
How many can it make? Like
Um, one, one,
just one at a time, run
yeah,
around.
one at a time. Yeah, I've never used it, but it does work. The magic functions at any rate.
Hmm. Oh, also, do you know where a business is called Prismatic Spider?
Oh, yes, Mr. Coombs.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
right, yeah. Um, around the other side of town, more
Hmm.
residential district. Fairly
Oh,
easy to spot. He is the only one with a bright yellow roof, and the windows are matching.
Murph nods. Thank you kindly. I got business with him. Look right at the companions. Y'all getting anything, or
Nope, not right now.
should I buy that spoon for Cal?
Yes.
Think
Buy
he'd
the
like
spoon.
it.
Does Cal cook?
I mean,
I don't think Cal. I think Cal likes food. I don't think Cal likes putting in effort for
that's kind of
food.
why I figured he'd like the spoon, because you just
Yeah,
kind of get after it.
is a good point.
But I mean, he'd have to be cooking to use the spoon, right?
I
Y
think.
you hear, Jasmine speak up, she goes, "Well, you don't I mean, it'll flavor anything, as long as it's edible, so, you could stir a drink and put some spice into it. You don't necessarily. It could be already cooked."
Oh.
Well, then that might do.
Yeah. He can make his drinks taste like stuff, and his other meals might taste like it. Yeah.
Okay, I'll get one of them spoons. How does it like recharge what it does, and also how do you tell it what ones to put in?
Oh, well, the magic is actually permanent on it. That's the wonderful thing, always be able to season something. Just the seasoning doesn't last. That only lasts about an hour, so
Mhm.
that's more than enough time to eat, in most
And
cases.
it's got like a bunch of different kinds, or just like the one kind?
I mean, it's kind of whatever you can think of. It can create a
Oh,
spice and flavor for you.
yeah. He puts 50 gold on the counter.
Cool. She takes the coin, and each one of these items, when she like goes into her little back room, comes out with the item, and then the like the little illusion itself on the thing like disappears when it is purchased, to
Nice.
show it is not in stock anymore. Um, cool. Where is this thing? Cool. In your inventory is the spice box spoon. Rainier, same for you. The item is in your character inventory.
I saw that. Thank you very much.
Anything else I can help you with?
I don't think so.
All right. Well, if you find yourself in this side of town, stop in, say hi.
Yeah, Merv tips his hat. Will do. Everybody else ready?
Raise my new mug and nod.
Yes, I'm
Cool.
ready.
You head out. Rainier, you clock like she kind of like opens her book and then looks up and watches Merv for a moment and then goes back to read.
Yeah.
Cool. Where are you guys off to next?
Tour guide.
What was the tavern where we were meeting Rail and
Black Mountain, I think.
Black Mountain? Yeah, that was meant to be Ted asking, not Ember.
That is accurate though.
Yeah.
You want to swing by there for go see your place?
Yeah, and it's between here and the forge and like the bakeries. Just, I mean, it's practically to the mountain, so we'll swing by and get get Cal and see if Rael is done with his thing.
Cool. You head over to the Black Mountain Inn. Cal, you are already there with Rael. Let me find some tavern music. You enter into this tavern here. This is a brick and timber single story building, but like wide, right? Wide. It has a white shingled roof, and inside, very well made furniture. Like you can step in and like you can see the quality of craftsmanship in this place is very nice. And you know taverns. Even though its clientele is a bit more blue collar, so to speak, right? You can see a lot of people who like have come from the mine or are going to the mine later. So they have their kind of work equipment on. Um, um, it's pretty busy, like tightly packed tables and chairs. There's a L-shaped bar in the center of the room. In one corner, you can see people coming in and out of the kitchen, bussing food. On the right-hand side of the bar, on the left-hand side of this room, there's a large fireplace, and you can see there is a gnome playing music. And behind the bar, you see a dwarven woman serving drinks to everyone. Rael, and he walks up to the bar along with you, and you hear him saying, like, "Okay, I just need to get a drink before I go talk to Master Mobarad."
Well, of course, we both need drinks. Barkeep? And I'm speaking in Dwarvish. 2 ales, please.
You see the barkeep come over, and they have they look at you for a moment, and they say in Dwarvish, "Oh, I haven't seen you here before."
I've
And
just
she's,
arrived.
like serving up rails.
I've just arrived, and I've been told that the first place I need to stop in to get the proper lay of the land is the Black Mountain Inn. So here I am, lovely establishment.
Well, glad to see that our reputation precedes us. She sets some ales in front of each of you. That's 1 silver for the
Okay.
ales. You see Rael also, he puts down a silver. He pays for his own drink.
Okay.
And you see he looks to you, raises his glass, and cheers, huh?
Ah, absolutely. We've made it, despite all odds.
He just starts like gulp, 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 nervously drinking. He drinks about half his cup and sets it down.
Why so concerned, friend?
I just, yeah, I mean, I almost lost, the notes and the journal, and I mean, I almost died on the way here. I'm just worried he's gonna be upset with me.
Well, as I see it, there are two ways to play this situation. You can either keep quiet about all of that. After all, you were tasked with bringing these items and brought them you have, right? Or if you believe it will raise your stature with your mentor, we can go into great detail about how you risked life and limb, but would not let go of the task at hand. That is how committed you are to your education and to your master.
No, it'll be fine. I'm just nervous. I mean, my fucking horse died. I lost all my equipment. It'll be fine.
Right, all in the service of committing the true task at hand. Do you think you would be happy if you had your equipment and your horse, but no papers?
Definitely not.
Right, so you've made the right choices.
Thanks, Cal.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Shall we?
You don't mind if I call you Cal, right? Cal Wunex is just like a lot.
Oh, yes, no, I've been called many things. Cal, Kalu, Woo Woo, Naxi. Anything works, really.
All right. You see, he like looks left past you a bit, and then turns his head and looks right, and then goes, "Oh shit, he's actually here right now."
Well, no reason to delay. Let's head over and you can make the introductions.
Actually, let me talk to him first, and then when I know everything's cool, then I'll wave you over. Yeah.
Certainly. Whatever you think is best.
All right. And he begins finishing the rest of his drink.
Mhm.
As he is drinking that, you look in the direction that he was like noticing. And though like I don't think Master Mobaron was described to you in any way. Is that
Mm-mm.
correct?
Correct.
Okay. So I mean, you see, some gnomes, some humans, a lot of dwarves, some elves, a tiefling, a dragonborn, a mixture of people inside this place. But you do notice there is a goblin also that is walking over to the tiefling, who seems very interested that they have arrived. They seem to be conversing for a few moments, and you see the goblin produce a small pouch that this tiefling then opens up and like looks inside, and you can see ever faintly, like not a glowing light, but like a reflection of light of like a small bit of green that like just barely lights up the bottom of their chin where they have this goatee. They seal up the bag. You see them pocket it, and then they pull out another pouch and hand it to the goblin. And they seem to like both be in agreement of something, and then the goblin walks to the other side and sits down by the fireplace, listening to the music for a bit. The rest of you find your way to the Black Mountain Inn. We are all here. Cal, you're at the bar, and Rael has finished his drink. He sets his hand on your shoulder and says, "Okay, I'll be right back."
Okay. I'm just going to keep an eye on him to try and clock who Master Mobaron is.
Cool. You see him walk over to this side of the bar and then beelines it for the tiefling.
Mm-hmm.
And the
Just
rest,
so I'm clear, is that the tiefling that was just involved in the exchange?
correct.
Gotcha.
Okay, the rest of you have entered into the Black Mountain Inn. Busy place. People, serving drinks at tables, moving food around. Smells great in here. There's a lot of din of dwarvish and mixture of some common. This place is happening. It's also like two. It's like 2 in the afternoon. This place is like kicking off.
Hello, everyone. How was your...
Cal, I got you something.
Oh,
I'll do something.
that's very kind. It seems like you've had a very productive afternoon.
Yeah,
Not as
okay, so
productive as it could have been.
I won't dispute that, probably.
Oh, well, sounds like
Okay.
there's a story there. What do you have?
First
Merv?
things first, here's 50 gold.
Oh, well. Wonderful. Where did this come from?
Spyglass. Second things up, I got a spoon can make things spicy. That's for you.
All right. Wonderful. It's very kind. And good thinking. You were able to sell the spyglass for 100 gold. Well done.
Right. Sure, yeah. So that spoon there will make anything spicy that you can think of.
I would like to make an
and-
insight check.
Sure. About the
One
spice.
second.
No, about how much you sold the spyglass for. Nice.
Jeez.
Tell me about this spoon, then.
Okay. I sold it for a lot. I'm gonna use it as seed money for my business.
Yes.
I got 700 gold for it.
Yes, well done. The spyglass that I gave you as a gift, you're using for
Right.
seed money, and I'm getting a spoon.
I mean, do you want
It is a cool spoon though.
it's a magic spoon?
Well, wonderful then. Tell me about this spoon.
Do you want another
It's
like
worth 50
50
gold.
You want another 50 gold? You guilted me now, but
Oh no.
I thought it
Okay.
was like Flowers was sort of like maybe he liked the cut of my jib. Thought like maybe my business is worth investing in, but
You know, that's exactly what it was. Loved the cut of your jib. Tell me more about this spoon.
okay, so like if you dip it in something, any kind of spicy thing you can think of, it'll taste like it. Or maybe if you like touch it to anything too. Don't know if it'd work on like a chicken or something. But it only lasts for an hour.
It only lasts for an hour, and then it's just a regular wood spoon?
No, the spice only lasts for an hour. I think
I
the spoon
see.
is magic forever. So you never gotta eat anything boring ever again. You seem
Interesting.
like ostentatious type. You seem like you like a
Oh,
spicy meal or like a spicy
Well,
drink.
I mean, I've certainly like a good meal, but I'm a man of the people. Let's
Right. So now
let's
you
test
can
this, let's test this spoon out. I will take the spoon and I will lick it.
You take the spoon, you lick it. It tastes like a spoon. You get a little splinter in your tongue.
I mean, you're supposed to like think of a spice and then like
Oh, I was
dip
thinking.
it. No, I don't. Are you sure you were?
Yeah, apparently it mistook
maybe
my
get
thoughts
like
for sharp.
Okay, no,
'Cause I'm
get like
picking
a
the splinter out.
get like a puddle of spit in your mouth and then dip it in that.
Why not? What this
Merv,
drinks?
thank you
Hmm?
very much for thinking of me, and I will put the spoon in my bag.
He just looks crestfallen. He didn't even try it. Like,
Oh, little early for a meal. We'll try it around dinner time. How does that sound?
you could use it on like your wine and stuff. Make it
Yes,
all
but-
spice wine.
Well, I like my wine to taste like wine. I like my ale to taste like ale. Perhaps if we find ourselves in an establishment that does not have the quality of beverage that the Black Mountain Inn has, we could try it. But I would not sully the beverages sold here by presuming that I could make them taste better. They're wonderful as they are. And I wink at the barkeep.
Crestfallen Merv reaches into the big inside bag, counts out another 50 gold, and just slides it over to Cal without saying anything. He's just giving you another 50 gold. Mark it
Alright.
down. Because
Yeah.
it's not in my inventory.
Oh god.
Well, while you all were out, I helped Rayal ingest a little liquid courage so that he could meet with his master over there, and I'll point out Master Moveron sitting at the table with Rayal.
He points out Rael is here and speaking with a tiefling gentleman. Red skin, large curly horns, and dark hair, and like vibrant robes.
How long have they been speaking at this point?
A few minutes, as you all have been interacting as well.
Okay.
only character that like
As you look over, like you actually see in that moment, the tiefling stand up, put his hands on Rael's shoulders, and then pull him in for like a hug and pat him on the back a bit, and then look him in the eye again. And you can see from Rael's body language, like he is like relieved in that moment.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm just still keeping an eye out for a wave.
Yeah, cool. You actually, a few moments after that, Rael actually turns and then points to you and like your general group in that direction, and kind of like meets eyes with you, Cal, and gives you like a little nod.
All right. I will take a big swing of my ale and then say to the group, it appears as if we're being summoned. After you, friends.
Go first.
Very good.
Can I fill my mug before I go?
You sure can. Yeah, absolutely.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, one silver. They fill the. You like present your own mug, and she's like, respect, and fills you up.
I'm glad it's not a hygiene issue here.
She respects a drinker that comes prepared. Does everybody head over to Rael and the tiefling?
Yeah, why not? I'll join the group with my little dragon guy.
Yep.
Yeah. You see like you're a couple people like turn heads as your little like dragon walks, pitter patters on the ground. He's being fairly well behaved so far. But like you can tell every time he passes by a table that has food on it, like you have to like, you have to call him to get his attention over. And you don't know how long he's going to be able to hold out before he just starts snacking.
Okay. While everybody, before we all get situated here, then, and with him acting the way he is, I will run over to the barkeep and place an order for like a large amount of meat.
Cool. She goes, well, tonight we're serving dire pig, so give you a cut of that.
Yeah, that sounds good. Can we start with like a pound?
Sure, sure.
We'll start there, and then
She screams out in Dwarvish, dire pig, and then you hear a scream from the kitchen back. Uh, um, and she like tells you like, don't worry, I'll bring it to you.
okay, great. And then I'll pay her. How much is it?
For the dire pig. Uh, for what you're asking for, 2 silver.
Okay, that's fine. I'll pay her the 2 silver then.
Cool.
And then I'll go back to my table.
Cool.
Is Merv, are you joining us or are you sitting at the bar?
I'm joining.
Okay.
Cool. You all step up to the table here, and you see sitting in the chair, kind of like relaxed, boots up on the table, this red tiefling gentleman, who looks like this. His eyes have like a whitish color to them, no pupilling, or at least the pupilling, as you begin to notice, is like silvered almost. Um, uh, Wonderful hair, coiffed goatee, large curly horns. As you all approach, Rael gestures towards you all and says, "And these are the people I was telling you about." The tiefling looks at you all, uh, sets his feet down, stands up, gestures with his hands left and right widely, and goes, "Welcome. It is so wonderful to make your acquaintance. My name is Barakas Mobaran, and I'm to understand I have you all to thank for saving the life of my apprentice Rael here. Not once, but twice, the way he tells it."
I remember. We're happy to have helped him get here. Got your stuff and all that. Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm. Well,
He
think a bit
also
of
exaggerates some. He did no small amount of saving himself. And I mean that in that he did help a lot and not just save his own ass.
Yes, some rather considerable magics. I wonder where he might have learned those from.
wow. Rael is a quick learner. One of the best apprentices I've had. He's a credit to the Arcanium, and a credit to his family as well. We don't get very many elves from Finlanora who want to study at the Arcanium. So when Rael came to us, it was a joy that I could take him on. I am very pleased that you all were able to keep him safe and look after him. You see, he looks down at the table, which is not big enough to sit all of you. He turns to the left and looks at the table next to him, which is filled with a couple dwarves, a human, and an elf. And he goes, "Where are my manners? We should make a bit of room, don't you think?" He leans over towards this table and says, "Excuse me, gentlemen. I was wondering if you could do me a favor and eat on the other side of the bar if you wouldn't mind." They all look at each other, look at him. Sure. Grab their food and drinks and begin to like get up out of the table. And he says, "Oh, if you could join the tables before you leave, that'd be wonderful." And they say, "Oh, of course, absolutely." They join the 2 tables, and then they walk to the other side of the tavern and fill in seats.
Them doing this, their body language, is it just general kindness, or is it kind of like a fear-based thing, or is it something else?
They are definitely not afraid. They seemed pleased to do this.
Is there any way I could tell whether or not this was the result of some sort of spell, or is this just respect given to this individual?
You didn't notice there wasn't no words of power were spoken, no somatic components were made or anything like that. He just turned and asked these people to give up their table so that you all could sit. You saw him fiddle with a crystal around his neck for a moment, but nothing major.
Okay.
That's nice.
I've been here for about a week and a half now. Business from the Arcanium. These people, they're familiar with me, though they still don't take kindly to broad displays of magic. So if I understand some of you are capable, so just be aware. Good to announce your intentions in those instances.
Right.
There is room for each of you to sit. You do see, however, he pulls out a little piece of copper and cups his hands around it. And you can see his mouth moving, but you can't hear what he's saying. Sets the copper piece down and says, I've asked the bartender to come over and provide food and drinks for everyone. I just told them to bring a bit of everything. I hope you all don't mind.
And that's awfully nice of you.
Please, it's the least I can do, honestly. You have no idea the trouble I would be in if Rael would have not made it this far. So, what brings all of you to Maras?
Well, the Bronze Voyage, of course.
I'm not familiar.
Oh, you must try it. You simply must. Delightful way to travel.
Is it like a boat or something?
No, just a caravan across the land. It's really the company more than the accommodations.
I see. You see him kind of lean back in the chair again, kick his feet up, and you can hear him. He speaks words of power and makes motion with his hands, and you see a little spectral hand appear next to him as he begins. He pulls out a little pipe and begins pouring some herbs into it, and the hand finds a candle, lights the pipe for him, and kind of holds the pipe and pulls it over anytime he wants to puff on it. As he kind of relaxes for a bit in the chair, and drinks are being brought over. Pretty much they set wine and ale, water down here as well. There is lamb stew, dire pig is served. What else is here? There's cheeses, rices, a variety of things. Then you could also ask for something more specific, but a lot of food and drink is set upon the tables.
So shall we call you Moberon?
Oh, no, please. Rael has to respect the tradition of the Arcanium, but you all can call me Baracus. Now, I understand you all performed several feats of bravery and daring. Are you, what do you call yourselves?
Ember Prime, technically.
The Ember Primes. Very
What? No,
interesting.
that's just me. That's my name.
Oh,
It's seeing as how we've had so little time together, it feels a little soon to have a group name.
Yes, we were all just individual travelers at the Bronze Voyage.
oh, I see. I see. Well, from what Rael tells me, puffs on his pipe a bit, you all seem to work very well together. Now, in my line of work, it's good to know people that can handle themselves. I like to have friends all over. Can't be everywhere at the same time, you know.
Your line of work as a teacher, you need people to have your back?
Oh, my teaching days are far behind me. More of a field researcher.
Hmm. What do you find yourself researching these days?
His eyes flick to Rael for a moment. Rael nods, and he looks back to you all and says, "The work I do at the Arcanium is esoteric in nature. I investigate oddities, strange occurrences that cannot be normally explained. Now, usually it's drunkards or hallucinations, that sort of thing. Occasional magic, but
But
could be. It could be something different. Something from the old world. Pieces of the ancients. So I travel around Adari. Friends of mine in different places tell me if anything strange occurs, and then I investigate it. It pays to be a friend of Baracus.
how much does it pay?
Well, it depends on what you're willing to do. Now, most of my friends, they just keep an eye out, send a letter or messenger, anything they think I might find interesting. But, as I said, I always need people that are skilled.
Ooh.
And from what I understand, you all are quite skilled, whether you're working together or not. I find myself in a particular need. My work keeps me here in Maras. But I need to be in Karakara.
What brings you to Karakara?
An informant of mine mentioned an old friend was visiting town. Friend I haven't seen in a long time. A dangerous friend. I want to know what it is that they're doing there, but I can't leave yet. Now, if enterprising individuals such as yourselves were interested in making a bit of coin, you might find your way to Karakara. Look after this friend of mine. See what they're doing.
You
He
mentioned
takes
the
a
word dangerous. Huh. Would would that be an issue with us next near him, watching him?
From what I understand, you all handle yourselves quite well in the face of danger. I'll be honest with you all. because of what you've done for Rhea. Do any of you know Umeli, the Nine Hands?
Doesn't sound
Sound
familiar.
familiar.
Rainier and Hal. You actually have heard that name.
Okay.
If you both wish, you can roll history with advantage.
Neat.
There we go.
Okay. Rainier, you once were part of a contingent of the militia that went to support a research outpost in the northern plains between Karakara and Maras. This research outpost called for reinforcements due to there was um, worry about like some ogres that were found nearby that began to come very close to the research outpost. And by the time you all arrived, these ogres had attacked. And while there was some damage to the outpost itself, these ogres were slaughtered. There were 3 of them in total. And one of them you found completely encased in ice like a statue. And you recall someone mentioning that when you were told like what happened, that what happened was the head researcher at the time, Umeli, was here and defended the research outpost. This would have been like several years ago.
Mhm.
Though you never saw them directly. Cal, with a 19, you remember when you were younger, very young, your parents were having like a fancy soiree, one of their many parties, right? And people from all over Bastion come. Occasionally, even members, like, heads of the guilds will stop by. And one of these parties, you're on the upper balcony looking through the railings over top at the fancy party itself. You weren't young and you weren't old enough to be like down there with everyone, but you like to sneak out and watch. And you have this bright memory of in this party, this woman is announced. And you thought the name was funny, Nine Hands. And this human woman, middle-aged, a little younger, gorgeous, this bright red dress. And as she's announced, you see like exploding almost out of her these like swirling spectral hands come out, not dissimilar to the hand that's floating next to Baracus holding his pipe at the moment. But where he has one, they are 9 of these hands all around her. And you see they are grabbing drinks and hors d'oeuvres off and holding them in the air. And everyone is clapping and giddy and excited. And this was the first time you ever saw real magic.
Mhm.
Not a parlor trick, something real. And that memory has always stuck with you in the back of your mind, and you haven't like thought about it in ages, but that name strikes it back up again.
Oh, the nine hands, you say? A long time ago, I've seen a woman who was introduced that way. Had 9 of those things floating around her, if I'm remembering correctly.
You've met Umeli.
Well, I can't say met, really. Seen from afar, and I was very young. I know several individuals who have met her, though.
Interesting.
Yes.
Yeah, I saw some of her handiwork. Not firsthand, but
Well, she was a friend of mine a time ago. She hasn't been a part of the Arcanium in quite a while, and has been out of sight for just as long. Things didn't end well between her and the Arcanium, and I haven't seen sight of her or heard about her in several years, and for her to pop up again is, I just like to know what she's doing. And I say dangerous because she is. Now, my contact in Karakara, they told me that they saw her and they were going to make contact. Apparently, they were a fan. That was 2 months ago. And I haven't heard anything since, so I'd also like them to be looked into.
Was that really a good idea on your contact's part?
Probably not.
Okay.
And
So,
what would you say an endeavor like this would pay?
he regards you all for a moment and says, well, travel to Karakara and simple investigation work. I could pay you 300 gold each.
Well then.
It does pay to be a friend of yours.
He just smiles and
Honestly.
puffs his pipe a little bit.
And what if you change your mind and desire more than just investigation?
Well, here's the thing. When you're out there, once our interaction ends and you leave, your whims are your own. Now, I'm willing to pay half up front to ensure your engagement. But if you don't come back to visit me in Bastion after a month or two, then I think my friends will start looking for each of you.
And you'll be leaving Maras and heading to Bastion? That's where we would meet back up with you?
Yes, once you're done with whatever it is that you need to do out there, you can come find me at the Arcanium.
I'm down.
I agree. Seems reasonable enough.
Wonderful. Now, my
Ember turns-
contact. Go on.
Ember turns to Rael and just asks, "What are you doing in the meantime? You doing this, or are you going back to the Arcanium?"
Oh, no, I'm here to assist with the research. it's actually really interesting. I think this time we actually found something, which is amazing.
Well, perhaps you need more help here with your research. How much would something like that pay?
Oh, I think we have well in hand.
Of course you do, of course.
But if this job goes well, then perhaps there may be more work. Now, my contact in Karakara, young girl, shock of red hair. Her name's Rodor, but for whatever reason, she likes to be called Rodor the Rat. So, there's that.
Being from Karakara, do I know her?
You have met her before.
It's like
Ooh.
with that name.
She has been at the inn that your friend works at a few times, and her and your friend got on well, and you've actually gotten drunk with her in the bar.
That makes sense.
And Rodor, this was you haven't. She hasn't been at the inn in weeks, so you haven't seen her, but you weren't hanging out all the time, right? You met her once or twice, right? But the name is familiar, and she stands out a bit, human girl, young, bright red hair, fairly confident in herself. She was on vacation in Karakara, and just kind of enjoying her time. She said that the work she did, she looked for things for people, but didn't really say much beyond that. But yes, you have met her.
Nice.
Now, she's supposed to be out there, but again, I haven't heard from her in maybe 2.5, 3 months or so. So that worries me. She's been an asset. So I'd like to see if she is okay, what her condition is. Now, when it comes to Umeli, I'll leave that to your discretion. I'd like to know what she's doing out there and why now, of all times, that she has been spotted. She's spent years not being noticed, so that she's been noticed recently is odd. I don't know if it has anything to do with it, but the Harvest Festival is approaching in Karakara. That might mean something, it might mean nothing. But if you hurry, you'll make it just in time.
When you say hurry, how long do you expect this trip to take?
Well, travel from Maras to Karakara, if you travel on the old road, it might be 14, 15 days, but if you cut across the wild, you can get there in about 10. Now, if you take the old road, you'll miss the festival, so that'll be something. But if your time is good, you can get there before it even starts.
I look at Dom and Laylis and say, how confident would you two be in helping direct way through non-mapped road?
Well, it is where I'm from. So, and he smiles extremely.
There you have it.
Could work on it. I'm better in forest, however.
Oh, there'll be plenty of that, don't worry. Though you'll have to cut across the plains.
Yeah, I think we could do it. We could do it.
Great.
Oh.
You really should come up with a name for yourselves.
We'll take that under advisement.
To be
Easy
fair,
with
I don't know
introductions.
if we really thought we would be together this long.
Yeah, let's say after this, if this is successful and we're all still here, we can come up with a name.
Very good. Hey, none of you, have any of you actually studied the ancients before?
This
Take
is
that
more
as
of
a no.
a question for me as a player. What classifies as an ancient? Like I speak primordial, but
Right. I mean, they can be ancient. In this context, in this world, ancients refer to like the group of the civilizations that used to exist here. And there are like remnants left behind, strange structures and oddities that can be found mostly out in the wilds, where like the wild has reclaimed areas, um, things that are like could not be built today, essentially. And sometimes people can gain access to them. Sometimes they come back. Most of the time, they don't.
Ooh.
Um,
okay.
and this was like Rael had talked about this a little bit. Like it's there's ruins of like peoples that came before. So ancients kind of refers to that sort of thing.
Okay. To answer your question, then, I don't think I have, but if you can point me in a direction of one, I will risk it.
I don't think that'll be necessary so much, but just curious.
Me too.
There's actually a ancient site outside of town.
Ooh.
It's why I'm here. Why we're here.
Okay. Okay. I have an idea. Continue on.
I'd like to show you all
Ooh.
something. He reaches into a pocket and produces a metallic object, fits in the palm of his hand, shaped like a pyramid. Um, the object looks almost damaged to a degree. There's like scorch marks and kind of burns in it. Um, Sets it down, but it's like a Rubik's cube that is a triangle, right? You can see these different chunks in it that all make up the object itself. Um, we found this at the ruins outside Maras. It doesn't function anymore, but it did. There were a few people started to dig in the ruins, which is not uncommon, but they were digging for fun. Sometimes people pull up a bit of gold or necklace or something like that here and there, but a young halfling man pulled out this. His friends say that when he held it aloft, it began to glow and rotate. And then gravity changed, and they all began to float.
Ooh.
And then it became unstable and detonated.
Oh.
There were 2 deaths that day,
Yep, that was my next question.
and this was found in the hands of that poor boy. Dunlop or Dundon or something.
Huh. Can I touch it?
Sure.
I just want to reach out. I just want to hold it, inspect it, just the normals.
Yeah, it's like cool to the touch. It doesn't have like you don't feel energy or anything within it. Um but it is like the material it's made out of, like you haven't seen this kind of metal before. It's not steel, it's not adamantine, it's something entirely different.
Oh, okay. I hand it back to him.
Um Dom, are you there?
Yes.
Yeah. You know the name that he just spoke.
How do I know the name?
A halfling named Dundon.
Oh God. Sorry, I completely missed that. Oh, that's unfortunate. um, it's seeing as it's a personal matter, I don't know if he would ask any further questions.
Yeah, no worries.
Unless, did I already know how he died?
You did not.
Uh, yeah, I originally just thought it was his time. That's news. Okay, I'm gonna save that information for later.
Oh. Baracus holds the hand out for the object from Eulalus.
I reach it out and hand it to him.
He kind of like gestures with it a bit. This is something we have not seen before. An actual relic from the ancients. Now, why it is here, I don't know. But that's what Rael and I are going to find out. This is what I've been searching for 20 years now. Actual evidence, actual proof, something that leads to a deeper understanding of the world that came before us.
Quick question, since you've been studying this for so long. The ruins outside of town, how long do we how do we have an idea of how long ago they were built? Like a year's time span.
Oh, well, several thousand at least.
Okay, okay.
I mean, it's a temple of sorts above probably something, but the excavation would be significant and it would be difficult to convince Maras on behalf of the Arcanium to dig. They're not fans of us.
Okay.
But I aim to find out what I can. Well, as a token of my appreciation, those of you that need accommodations, I will pay for your rooms for the evening. And it sounds like we're in agreement on a job offer. In which case, I will uphold my end of the bargain now. You see him reach his hand to the right into a hole in space, and then pulls out a chest and sets it down with a thud on the table. He opens it up. He's facing it towards him, but those who are sitting nearby can make out like there's like a bunch of stuff just in this chest. A little bit of a glow comes out of it. And he begins setting out pouches for each of you. Each pouch will contain 150 gold.
Ooh.
He closes the chest, lifts it, and then pushes it back into the opening in space where it came from. Excellent. Now, as I said, if you want to make it in time for the festival, which, if you've never been, is wonderful, then you'll need to leave soon. Festival begins on the 20th.
Go check the calendar.
It is the 9th right now.
Well, it appears as if our stay in Morass won't be very long at all. Anything you suggest we do here before we depart?
To be honest, this is only my second time in the city, so I'm not really sure. Though the food here is good, so I suggest enjoying it while you can. Well then, I leave you to it. I'll expect you in Bastion in, well, whenever you're done. And remember, if you don't show up, I'll come looking for you.
About that. Do you mean you expect all of us to show up or just representatives from the group? Perhaps it's important for some of us to keep eyes on Umeli.
I'll leave that up to you. But as long as you return and tell me what it is that you found.
Understood.
Wonderful. Well, it has been a pleasure meeting each of you. Good day. He stands up, and you see him begin casting a spell, and a purple, like, portal opens up behind him. And he looks at Rael and says, "Well, shall we?" And the two of them walk through this portal, and Rael looks at you before he steps in and waves and says, "Great job." And then steps through, and they exit. You are left in the tavern with table full of food and drinks, and ostensibly your rooms covered.
I thought I was unmuted. I like this guy. I
He's-
very much
Seems an
so.
alright. Seems an
Very.
alright fellow for clearly someone who has his own distinct motivations for literally everything he does.
Very impressive.
I don't know. I'm more impressed with Merv's spoon than I am with that pyramid.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Something just seems. If he's got so many great friends, then why does he need a bunch of new people to do stuff?
I think we're expendable.
That we also could have said no. Very likely he would have just had another group of friends to do this for him.
That is true as well.
We just
However,
happened to maybe it was a fuck it's what I'm looking for. Repayment for saving Rael to give us an opportunity to work with him in the future.
that
This
too.
could be a test run.
He looks like he has money.
Hmm.
Well,
Yeah.
that he does.
Well, for folks such as our dear friend Baracus, ultimately, yes, we may have more metal than your standard street rat. However, they will every time see us as expendable, and I believe that is the part where 150 gold per now was just fart in the wind for him.
You know, if I can get paid like this for being expendable, I'll take it.
Oh, absolutely. This is better than anything I've ever earned in the military, and they did literally send us out to die. So,
Exactly. However, before we leave to Caracas, oh, his name in the city, already confused. Um, he's on my mind, can't help it. Um, can we go look at these ruins, please?
I
I,
mean, they found something in them and it blew up.
Yep, that's why I want to go look.
That's why you want to go look.
Mm-hmm.
I
He also
mean, would
did
you
say
know
they
what?
were digging and found some necklace and gold, so I was risking that too.
I mean, I guess we can, but
Are you talking about the tower? Well, I mean not tower, but the. I mean that if he's talking about the ruins not far from here, that's an old dwarven stronghold. That
All I know is he mentioned the ancient ruins outside the city.
Yeah, that the tower you're thinking of currently, Ember, is like that is not considered outside town. That is like days travel away.
okay.
Um, there is there is like there is an ancient site like just on the outside of town, like near the mountainside, that at one point like people did do some research there, but it's just like the ruins of the ruins of a temple. Like there are like two walls that are half surviving, and the rest is like rubble and shit. So like they understand that there was a building in this place, but nothing like significant was ever found from it. So it's kind of like a place like people like go there to get like fucked up, right?
Yes,
It's like an abandoned place people go to.
that's an even better option to go there.
Got it.
But I want to look too, please.
I mean, does it fit within our timeline? Because I
That's
have
why.
family in Caracas that I'd love to see during the festival. And I think the sooner we get to work on this job, the better.
That is,
Hmm.
the festival's in 11 days, and only if we make good time will we get there in 10.
And
So,
I I
Very
feel we
true.
need to ask Amber. Does this leave you enough time? You've traveled all this way to return home. Do you
I
really want to
mean,
turn around and leave again?
no, no, I don't. This is. I mean, I haven't even checked in with Weimar yet, so the trip we just got back from was my first trip ever leaving Miras. I'm not excited about the idea of just suddenly leaving again.
what? Not
You,
even to the seasonal festival of one of the greatest civilizations in on our continent.
Greatest parties in one of the greatest party cities. The greatest party city.
And then from there we go to the big city. Oh,
Oh,
Even I have fun.
listen.
Well,
Let's
Bastion is not.
I,
Yeah.
I,
let's have
I
some respect. Perhaps we should go visit the forge and allow you to see your family before we begin
I
pressuring you to leave.
don't mean to sound morose, but I've got plenty of time to visit that place during one of its festivals. I, I'm still young.
that is true too.
Death comes
I mean,
for us all, regardless of the age.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god.
Cal pulls the spoon out and sticks it in a bowl of rice.
Oh yeah. Are you thinking of a flavor?
I am gonna taste it and be surprised at how well that works.
So it's about 2:30 in the afternoon. What do you all wish to do?
Anybody want to accompany me to an alchemist shop?
Merv, wait a second.
I think Ember should get to go see her family.
Merv, taste this.
Amber, would you want us to go with you to see your family?
Oh yeah. You should all.
Okay, we'll
if,
go there.
if personal business were to take us away, I hope you wouldn't be too offended.
No, of course not.
Merv, taste this rice immediately.
Okay, it takes like a spoonful.
What's it taste like?
I mean, like, it tastes like it tastes like that stuff you put in a boil brew.
Yes, that's exactly right. That's exactly what I was thinking of. Now,
It's the spicy powder.
right now, taste this bite. What does that one taste like?
Tastes like something what makes me sneeze.
Ah, yes. The sneezing powder from that novelty shop. Of course, that's exactly what I was thinking of. This is
Okay.
genius. I missed the all of the possibilities of this particular item. Well spotted, Merv. Thank you.
Like, you can see from your ego, Cal, Merv is like eyeing you up through the glasses. Like, you could see like up through the glasses suspiciously. I mean, you don't have to toot my horn on it.
Oh no, it was my mistake. You had foresight that I did not have, but I am on board now. I understand. Well played, well thought out.
Merv smiles in spite of himself.
To the forge then, Amber.
Yep.
DM.
Did we want to finish our food first?
Yes, Tom.
When is my funeral?
Whoa.
This is a funeral for a friend. Okay.
Yeah, the funeral I'm attending, not my
Yeah.
own funeral.
Funeral friend is also a band that I like as well. So that's a joke for myself. Thank you. That funeral is tomorrow.
Okay. Okay, cool. Then I
Yeah,
will
tomorrow in
accompany
the
everybody.
morning.
Got it.
On the way out, I would like to go back to the barkeep and order another pound of dire pig.
There is
I mean, there's
so
plenty
much
on the
food.
table here.
Yeah, like you
Put it in your bag.
the odds of you all even being able to finish all the food that's been laid out on this table.
Okay.
Like it is a banquet for six. You know.
Oh, that's perfect then. How do I request this? I need a way to take this with me.
A to-go box.
Yeah. But I don't feel like they have to-go boxes here.
I will allow you to have like like a pouch or a satchel.
Merv produces the small chest that the gold came in and just looks at you.
Can I use this for real? For real?
I mean, you're gonna give it back.
That is true, but I am about to dump meat into it.
I mean, that's fine. You can wash it. We can wash it out with vinegar's probably fine.
That works for me. This will keep little guy busy whenever he looks like he wants a snack.
Okay, you want to lug that around? Yeah, you lug that around.
Yep, I'll do that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll pack the little I want to call it a suitcase, and that's not the right word. He just said the word.
Little chest.
The little chest.
It's like a little like gold chest.
My brain was not computing the word chest. It was just suitcase all the way.
Yeah.
Yes,
you have
gold suitcase.
You have several pounds of dire pig and lamb.
Yes.
Mm.
Okay. I am set, you guys. Let's do it.
Hell yeah. Okay. You want to head over to the Mithril Pommel. You all exit out of the uh, tavern and head over to the Mithril Pommel. The sounds of drunken singing in Dwarvish and a bit of Draconic and some common in there. People are like people. A lot of people are lit. You think some of these people have to go to work. Um, okay, cool. You head over to the Mithril Pommel. Going to there's Cal. Bring Cal over, and you guys head up to over here.
Nice. Oh, I can bring Rael here.
You do you mean Basar? Your drink? Oh, you want to bring? You mean for training is what you're talking? Okay. I was like, why would you bring Rael? Oh, I understand. Um,
Yeah, for something he doesn't want to do. Yeah.
yeah. No, he was down. He was down for
He
it.
needs the life skills.
Cool, excellent. You approach the Mithril Pommel, and in this area, this side of town has it's like an artisans kind of district. A lot of um, people creating furniture, stonework, and forges as well. And the Mithril Pommel is a timber frame 2-story building with a like a heather thatched roof and shiny hardwood floors on the inside. You see there's a large outdoor it's like a barn forge where it's very wide open and allows a lot of the space to work inside here. Um, there is the clinking of the hammer that you can hear. There are a few patrons that seem to be like looking at some of the. There is some weaponry on display, a few sets of armor in here, as well as other things that could be made in this place, such as horseshoes can be made, and a variety of other like metallic goods are also created in this place. Um, uh, Ember, you are an apprentice here, so like, where do you take them?
First thing I show them is the wrought iron bear statue with its very fancy bear claws that holds up the sign, and Ember just stops next to the bear with the biggest grin on her face. Eh? Pretty great.
You made this?
Yeah,
Being
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
incredible.
It is amazing.
Pretty cool.
Anyway, I just gotta talk to Weimar and deliver this letter.
How
You can
long
come
did
in,
it
look around.
take you to
There's
make?
the bear. Oh, that
Right.
was that's probably a month of on and off.
How long you been an apprentice?
Mm-hmm. 5, 8. Yeah, I think about 5 years.
You getting your tools anytime soon?
Oh, probably. I already have my other tools
Do you want me to
for
make
the
it growl like a
making.
bear?
Wait, can you do that?
I mean, I can make it growl like I'll make it like a gentle growl like a bear. I'm gonna put it on a coin. I'll put that coin like right on the edge of its mouth, and just kind of be growling all the time.
Do it.
Yeah, I'll use one of my magical tinkering. I'll like kind of clamber up with a copper and just put the copper in its mouth and like make it make a like very low like rumbling growl.
Hell yeah. That bear is growling.
Okay, that's gonna go kind of forever is the thing. So I tried to keep it like quiet enough, but like still effective.
Merv, there's hammers and anvils ringing. Like,
I mean, you want me to make it
what do you
louder?
no, it's fine. I'm just saying you don't
I
have
can
to.
get up there and kind of redo it.
No, it's great. It's great. Everybody should come in. There's all kinds of stuff to see and hear. If you need weapons or armor, this is the best spot in. Well, this is the best spot. We can ask Magnok.
Okay.
I shall try to
Works
go
for me.
Cool. You enter in, and it you enter into the place, and the back end like kind of opens up into that large, wide open forge area. And you can see working away at the hammer is a tall male human. Um, uh, uh, it seems to be quenching something in some water. You can hear the steam of it, and sets it back, heats it a bit in the furnace. And as he's pumping the billows, he turns and like meets eyes with you, Ember, and you can see like pauses for a moment in mid push, and then heats it up, sets it up, hammers it a few times, then sets it to quench, and then walks over, arms wide in greeting. Says, "Ember, you're back! Oh, so soon."
We got in this morning. I have the I have the letter from that the windmill that you sent me to in Bastion. I will hand over the still sealed letter.
Um, he gets down on a knee and gives you like a warm hug of greeting, um, and takes the letter. And you can see he takes the letter and looks at you, and see his eyes like look over your armor a bit, and says, "Man, have you been in a fight?"
Couple of them, yeah. There was some goblins, and we got ambushed by some weird bug things just outside of town. The predators are going to look into it. It was bad. It was real bad.
You're all right.
Yeah, yeah, I'm fine. Thanks to my friends here. This is everybody. And she will introduce everybody one by one. Everybody,
Oh,
this is Weimar. This is my teacher.
Wymore reaches out a hand and shakes each of yours in turn. Well, thanks for looking after our little spark here.
Oh my god, so cute.
So, this is. He's like waving the sealed letter. This is it, huh?
Yeah, I'm not nervous or anything.
Why would you be?
She is visibly nervous.
um, he kind of looks at like twirls in his hands a bit and inspects the seal on it to make sure like it's still sealed, and casts like a playful glance towards you. You can see like he's kind of milking this moment a bit to make you sweat a bit. But he has his general
It's
attitude is
working.
yeah, his attitude is friendly and all that. He grabs a nearby stool and just sits down and breathes heavy, pulls out a little letter knife, and then pops the seal on it, unfolds the paper, and like for you in this moment, Ember, like the sound of the paper is like deafening, right? It's like every detail is like, oh god, what's happening? Um, looks over the first page of the letter, checks out the second page of it, folds the pages up. You know, the important thing, Ember, is that you did your best, right?
That bad. I thought I did a good job.
He gets out off the stool and goes down on a knee to get at eye level with you. Ember, you did a fucking incredible job. They
Oh, thank goodness. Oh, thank
loved you. They said that the work you did, and this is their words, better than mine. You have made me so very proud today. He pulls you in, pats you on the back, and there's the clanking of your armor as he's giving you a hug. I knew that you could do this. Lets you go. Smile beaming on his face. You can see there's some tears in his eyes. Have you been home yet?
No. We just got in. I took him over to the Travelers Observatory, and we met a friend and his mentor at the that tavern. Um, then we came here.
Hmm.
I showed him the bear.
Oh, it's good work, isn't it? Well, when you see your parents later today, you'll have something to show them. And he gets up, goes over to the forge area, moves a few boxes, and then grabs a leathered case, like almost like a briefcase looking object. Brings it over, sets it on the stool nearby, and gestures to it and says, "Open it."
I will do so.
Inside, you see a brand new mithril smith hammer and matching tong.
This is amazing.
You earned this, Ember. No one else. You did it. I've thought about this for a long time. And especially now, knowing the quality of work that you did all on your own. Ember, I don't think I have anything left to teach you. I mean, now you still need to practice. I just think you can't learn anything else here.
Okay. Um. Okay.
You remember how I told you that spark inside you? That you it's like you hear the song of the steel. Stronger than anyone that I've ever known. I just don't want you to. If you stay here, I'm afraid you won't leave. And you'll languish. And you won't burn bright. Do you understand?
I guess. I don't really know where to go to learn, but
Look, I'm not saying that you can't be here. I'm just saying out there, there's a lot you could do. You could make your own way. And with the skills you have, I have faith in you, Ember.
I'll do my best.
I know you will. Now, your parents, I know they'd love to see you.
Yeah, I can show everybody the bakery too. So.
Give him my best.
Mm-hmm. She will very awkwardly close the case up, pick it up very, very gingerly, and do that sort of back away turn thing. Okay, bye. I'll be back, and then just not book it, but like that very clearly. This got awkward. Walk and need to get out of here now, but don't want to be rude about it.
As you exit out of the front, it's quiet for a moment. And as you're next to the bear, you begin to hear the hammer ring out once more on the anvil.
Congratulations.
That got unexpectedly serious. Okay. All right. Yeah, got these now. Thank you. Let's just go to the bakery. It's
Yes, my
it's on
lord.
the other side of town. It'll be a
Are
little
you
bit of a
sure that you can emotionally handle that?
yeah.
Well, and after we're going to celebrate, correct?
Yeah. I'm not going to carry these around to celebrate. These are probably very
Understood.
valuable. I mean,
Is
they're
your
made so.
folks bakery in the residential area?
Kind of. It's along the main road that runs straight from the main gate to the mine gate. And we live there, so I guess technically it's a residential area. You'll see. Come on.
You all cut across town. We're just gonna have.
I'm looking for a yellow roof the whole time.
Well, I mean, there isn't. This is the yellow roof, but on the map it doesn't have a yellow roof. Cool. You yes, that's a different different
Yeah.
place. Yeah. I'll say like cutting across town. You do notice a building with a distinct yellowed roof. Cool. You make it to the Fireforge Bakery. On this side of town, it's you can see like it's like beginning to lead towards where the actual mining area of town is, and there's a lot of workers heading to and fro the mine at this point. And you approach a two-story kind of standalone building. There's a ceramic tile roof with many chimneys on the top of it. Um, the front of the building is a very large glass window that you can see into the brightly lit interior, and you can see all manner of pastries and cakes and breads on display inside. And there's about like a dozen people inside. There's a long line, and you see several staff moving around behind the countertop, going to help everybody. You see a thinly wrought kind of steel sign above the door, and built onto the sign is a set of bellows like blowing across several pastries with like red flame behind them. And this is the Fireforge Bakery.
Ember nods to the sign. I made that, and then just pushes past people to open or to get through the door.
That's lovely.
The door opens. There's a little jingle, um, and like it's warm and smells like bread and bits of chocolate and sweet. And there is like a din of energy inside this place. People in line are like looking at things in the onto the displays and talking about like what things they think they might want to buy. You see some people, some of the assistants are wrapping up goods for people. Another person is ringing them up and kind of like organizing the chaos behind it all. You see a dwarven male with a long beard that kind of keeps like tucked into his little baker's smock so as to not ruin it so much. He has flour and stuffs on his body and a little bit on his face. He's currently handing out things to a few people, and as you all enter in and approach, you can hear him saying, "All right, now, Miss Russell, you let me know if you need anything next weekend for that birthday, okay?" And she nods and smiles and hands him a few coins. And she turns, and his eyes catch you, Ember. And you hear him go, "Oh my goodness, Ember, you're here. You're back. You're home."
Hi. Yeah, I'm home. Hi, Daddy. This is my friends. They helped me get here. This is, and once again introduce everybody. Well, this is Dominic and Laylis, and that's Merv. That's Cal back there, and this is Rainier. And that down there is Laylis. You're gonna have to tell me its name again. Basar. That's Basar. We met Basar a few days ago.
Oh, all right, cute little fella. The little dragon thing too. No hard feelings there. Merv, I think it was. The name's Colburn Fireforge. Folks just call me Cobb, though. So, we weren't expecting you for another few weeks.
Oh, well, I mean, the work in Bastion wrapped up early, so I hopped a caravan to come back, and we got in yesterday. Well, we got in this morning, a couple hours ago. I had to take. I was showing everybody Miras before we got here. Went by the forge. Got these, and she will open the case very awkwardly.
Oh, my goodness. You see he grabs an assistant and just shoves them in front of the countertop there, and like moves and shoves his way around, comes out from around the counter, and walks over to the case, looking at it, looking at you. Is that what I think it is?
Yeah, that's yeah, that's my tools.
Uh,
Goes with my baker's stamp.
he puts his hands around you and like lifts you in the air, spins a little bit with you, like kind of squeezing and shaking you with his like he's got these like huge forearms. Um, you can hear like you at some point like you feel like maybe your armor's like being actually bent through the strength of your father. Um, Squeezes you a bit, shouts in joy, sets you down, and turns to the bakery and says, my girl got her hammer and tong today." Uh, a lot of the people here like are locals at the bakery. Like you recognize at least half of them. Everyone begins like clapping and cheering for you. People are very excited. Um, uh, everyone else in the party, you do notice that there's like one or two people that they're smiling politely, but like the they when they look at Ember, who is different than everyone here, um, you can tell there's like a little bit of gleam of like not one of us, um, but they don't say or do anything. Um, you can just read some of that in their body language. Um, your father looks at you and he says, "Well, your mother's still at work. She's not going to be back till later, so um, we have got to celebrate. Um, I'm gonna close up early. Yes."
Are you sure? You never close up early. We've got some more business to do in town. We can just meet after uh after.
Are you sure this is a momentous occasion?
Yeah. That's it's fine. I've got Merv. You needed to go somewhere, and
I mean, I can
um.
just like dip out and come right back.
No. I'm just gonna run these upstairs, and then we can get going on that very important business that you had to do.
Right.
Um, but yeah, when she's back from the mines, we'll find somewhere. We were all gonna celebrate. We can all just celebrate together.
Wonderful. I'll bake something very special for tonight.
Oh heck yeah!
He turns to the customers and like, okay, we're not closing early, so we will take care of everyone else's orders for the day. Um, Amber, I'm so proud of you.
Thanks. I worked hard. Now I have 2 marks. 2. Yeah, pretty.
My girl. Well, go on then. I don't let your old man keep you. All right, go have fun with your friends. All right, I'll see you later this evening.
Yeah, we'll stop by so that we know where we're all getting together once we've finished everything else in town.
All right. You see, kind of like walks very proudly behind the countertop and begins helping customers, but huge smile on his face, and takes every opportunity to like look at you and big smile, starry eye in his on his face. He's very proud of his young girl.
Genuinely beaming, she will lead everybody out and around to the upper level of the building that is the uh, living area, so that she can drop these off.
Cool, excellent. You drop the tool set off. Anything else you need to do here?
No, you guys, you can all come up. It's not a lot of space. It's just my parents and me, so not a lot of space. But I need a minute to settle up. You can clean up if you want. I mean, just like yeah, just this way. And then once that's done, all right. So where is it you need to go, Merv?
Prismatic spider. It's a place with a yellow roof. Alchemist. Name Adelard Coombs.
Yeah, I don't really do
I s-
alchemy. Maybe I'll
yeah, I saw it. I
maybe I'll
saw it.
take up alchemy. I can get 3 marks.
I mean, it's pretty fun.
All right. Having clocked the bright yellow roofing
Damn it.
previously,
Mm.
you make your way over to the prismatic spider.
Hmm.
Um, I'm gonna plop it here. Um, cool. Here, this is a more residential area of town, and as I said, the bright yellow tiled roof, yellow windows, um,
Hmm.
and outside of the entryway, you can see these like planters with these vines that are just growing up around the walls of this building itself, almost to the point where it is like overtaking it, like it's barely maintained, and it has like a there's a dank kind of earthy odor that kind of wafts out from some of the open windows. You enter in. It is dark inside here. Not like pitch black, but like what little lanterns there are turned down very low. It is mainly just light that is filtering through the kind of ivy and vine covered windows, so it is very dim in this place. But you notice meticulously organized drawers of herbs and three long shelves that run the main length of the shop. And then on the back wall, there is a countertop, but there is nobody there. You just hear the quiet ticking of a large like grandfather clock, just tunk, 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 tunk.
Anybody here?
Nobody immediately answers.
You got the
Go,
right place.
go up to the counter and like look over the edge of it.
You look over the edge of it. You scramble up to
Yep.
the countertop, look over the edge. There's some, there's some shelving built behind it, but like there isn't anybody or anything like directly behind the countertop. You do notice that there is a a set of like curtains leading to a back room, but you don't immediately see anybody.
The curtains. Kind of poke my head through where the curtains are and go, hello?
You hear a voice next to you, but not in the room beyond. To everyone else, it's like this person materialized out of the shadow in the corner, and they are a tall human, very pale skin, bald head. Their ears are a little sharper, as if there's some elven blood in there somewhat. They have dark clothing on them and kind of wide, sallowed eyes, and they kind of just appear next to you. And how may I help you?
Well, give me a second to get my heart back down. Merv sticks one of his bandaged hands out. Name's Merv Marskim. You'd be Adelard Coombs.
You see a hand emerge from the darkened robes, and long fingers reach down and shake your hand. Yes, Adelard Coombs at your service. This area is off limits.
Merv takes a big step back. Like back through the curtains.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
What brings you to the prismatic spider today?
I was given your name as a potential contact for alchemy. A good start for setting up my own establishment.
An expert in the alchemical arts, are you?
Well, not yet, but I'm getting there.
And what of you all? You have any sores or wounds that fester?
Oh, just my wounded heart.
I mostly sell herbal remedies here. Most folks can't afford the more quality potions I offer. So, Master Alchemist,
You keep saying like expert and master. I call myself like a practicing journeyman right now. Room for improvement, but
Oh,
excited to
Merv,
get there.
don't be shy. Of course, master's appropriate.
I mean, okay.
I simply gather if one is to open a business of this sort, you are an expert and a master of what you're doing.
At my particular craft, maybe, yes. And I think I'm gonna keep sticking with these folks for some field testing before I set up permanent roots. But I wanted to meet you while I was here.
Rare to find such willing experimental subjects. Well done.
Uh,
Merv,
Merv?
I'd like to just take a moment to definitely say that please do not experiment on me, at least.
Or me as well. Please, not me. Please, no.
Merv chuckles a little bit and says, I mean, I don't experiment things I don't know aren't gonna work.
All right. See, that's promising and also
Nerve-wracking.
professional.
Everything I tried out on any of you is stuff I either tried on myself or I was pretty sure it was gonna work. Or it was an emergency.
What was that second one?
Hey, don't worry about that. You were saying, Mr. Coombs?
Well, what is it that brings you here then? If you're opening your own business, how may I be of assistance?
Considering you got the raw materials in this place, and I was looking for a license from those stuffies up at Bastion. I didn't have the money they wanted, nor did I have apparently the expertise they were looking for.
The Merchants Alliance is precisely that, a lie.
Inclined to agree.
You have wares on you?
The first thing he produces, well, first he shows he like flashes the big inside bag as he's rooting through it.
He makes no like motion of being like impressed, but an eyebrow does raise a bit.
First I pull out a bottle of the red bog rum.
May I?
Yep.
You see these long fingers reach out and grab this bottle and undo the cork on it and waft it in the air a bit. So he takes a pinky, dips it down into it, pulls it out and tastes it, kind of runs his tongue along his finger.
That's how you verify things?
If you know what you're doing.
Fair enough. Okay. I'm just curious. I don't work in this field, so continue on.
What is the precise purpose of this as you understand it to be?
Mostly wound closing. I think
Very
maybe fix some internal stuff that's fucked up, but mostly I've seen it close wounds. He tilts his glasses down and throws Rainer a wink.
Yeah, it kind of had a weird effect on me, but that honestly may have had to do something with my own blood chemistry. Honestly,
What is your blood chemistry?
that would be absolutely private. Thank you very much.
He sets the cork back in and slides it, like closer towards you. Impressive.
I call it red bog rum.
I didn't taste any troll blood in it. What is your main ingredient?
Well, two main ingredients: a bit of my blood, bit of bog water, some rum, a bit of paste. But the paste is proprietary.
What
It's
the
Marsh Skim stuff.
fuck?
Hmm. Quite impressive. What else?
I will use a spell slot to produce from the bag a blue elixir. It is the boldness elixir. And as I put it on the counter, I say, "This one here is Big Bab's Bold Britches Brew."
Courteous naming convention.
Nerf just
Grabs
smiles.
grabs it, undoes this cork, puts their nose in there, which is like they have this like crooked kind of nose, and inhales very deeply of it. You can see, and once again dip a long finger in, taste it. Mmm. This is interesting. Not a common thing, no. How did you come across these recipes?
Well, this one named per sort of apocryphal family knowledge. Big Babs. It's a great cousin. Or I suppose great great cousin.
He corks it and slides it back towards you again. These potions are impressive. You are skilled. You wish for ingredients, hmm?
Potentially, yeah. Or to be frank, I was coming in here to pay you sort of a retainer fee.
For
For your business assistance in future endeavors once I return.
hmm.
I've come into some money and I'm planning to get quite a lot more. But I figure it couldn't hurt to grease the wheels with a little bit of money towards your way.
Hmm. An interesting proposition. You're skilled at this. I could use someone of your caliber. It takes time to create the wonders I make here, not the salves and potions to heal the masses here. No, something more impressive.
What you got in mind?
Um, he disappears behind the curtain. You also he looks like he floats behind this
Yeah.
curtain. Um, comes back after a few moments and sets down a little case and opens it, and there are like there's a dozen potions, each a totally different color and consistency inside them. Um, uh, he pulls one of them out, and holds it up to you. Um, the container itself actually looks empty, and places it on the countertop and says, "Tell me what this is."
Give me 10 minutes.
Mm, sure.
Yeah, I will spend 10 minutes to cast Detect Magic, and then I'll start using my alchemist tools to, like, examine it further.
Cool. It is magic.
Mhm.
although it looks empty inside, as you like touch it, you can hear something sloshing, and it definitely has the weight of liquid. You'll be able to just identify this from your kit. This is a potion of invisibility.
Yeah, Merv chuckles, goes, I do appreciate that it is itself invisible.
A wonderful trick. Now, that is quite easy, but this is something altogether different. Pulls out a milky white looking vial and hands it to you.
Yeah, give it the same treatment.
Cool. This is a lot harder for you to do.
Hmm.
Um, uh, but you determine the effects of this. It is an elixir of deep slumber. When consumed, you will fall into a deep sleep from which you cannot be physically awakened for 1 hour. But after that hour is ended, you receive the benefits of a long rest.
Merv like whistles appreciatively. You managed to pack a whole night's sleep in a bottle.
Works wonders for those that need to sleep. Now, these are just some of many of which I create. Original recipes, some of them, some are more widely known. Most of these folks in Maras do not appreciate, nor can they afford. However, there are some that are easier to understand. He pulls out one that is like a kaleidoscope rainbow of fluid. It just constantly is shimmering and changing its coloration. He holds it up and says, This, quite simple. You can drink this and change your appearance for a while.
Huh. I got one of those too.
Wonderful. So, would you be interested in learning how to make any of these?
Hmm. In the future, yes, after I've completed my field research. Come back here, maybe set up roots, but I don't want to give you half my time or half my attention.
I
My
see.
companions here are fixing to probably leave pretty soon, and I don't want to rush.
Well, I do not presume to offer my wares if you can produce your own. However, some of these are quite unique if you have the coin. I could allow you to change your appearance, become invisible, easily clean something, or even be the best you can be at a particular endeavor.
Mervo looked to the group. Any of y'all want any of it?
How much did you say that sleep in a bottle was?
Very expensive ingredients, this one here. 1,500 gold.
Oh,
Shit.
I will
Impressive.
be. Never mind.
Well, I mean, come on, that's a fair price for the item. Just
It's
too
still
rich
a
for our blood.
lot. Yeah.
It's true.
Oh, it's not saying that he's not. He can have the prices. That part's all understood. I'm just broke.
We are quite impoverished at the moment. It's part of the problem, you see.
We actually have quite a bit of money, but this is
Not
Yes,
rich
an
people.
alchemist shop.
we don't have that much money.
No,
That's-
not that much, no.
No.
What? My ingots, they're still on the. Oh, fuck.
I must ask, the potion for being the best you can be, how does that much does that run?
And he pulls out a amber-looking fluid that kind of has a inner glow to it. He kind of shakes it between two of his, sloshes around between two of his very long fingers. This here, an elixir of focus, is 100 gold, but it will make you quite great at anything you choose to do within 10 minutes. It will give you advantage on the next ability check you make within 10 minutes.
Hmm.
Coombs, while you're soliciting them, would you mind if I browse your ingredients?
Absolutely. Take your time.
We could cover whatever I buy in there later, but I will spend a significant amount of gold loading up on random magical alchemist supplies.
Yeah, there's all sorts of
Mhm.
flowers, herbs, that kind of stuff inside
Yeah,
here.
I'll give it some
Um,
thought.
yeah. Let me know if you want anything in particular.
Mhm.
This guy offers you guys like a variety of different kind of potions. Some of them are like, some of them are actually pretty pretty well pretty affordable. The rainbow potion is only 15 gold, and for an hour after drinking it, you can use an action just to change the color of your hair, skin, and eyes to any mixture, hue, or pattern that you wish, as often as you want for an hour. That's like 15 gold for fun. Um, there's
Uh,
potions of invisibility, potions of speed.
Cal will definitely buy some of that rainbow potion.
Yeah. He has 3 of the rainbow potions in stock.
I will buy 2 of them.
Okay, very good. Um, deduct 30 gold.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And 2 rainbow potions. He has another potion that he has the potion of invisibility is 180 gold and is an invisibility potion. He also has um, a potion of transparency, which is 150. It doesn't make you invisible, it makes you transparent, which is not completely invisible. And that one's a little bit cheaper for that. He has potions of water breathing. He also has, for 50 gold, potions of air breathing.
I'm sorry. What? Wait, I don't think I understand breathing correctly.
For those who cannot breathe air, of course.
I'm very limited on beings or people who cannot breathe air. However, I'm also hella intrigued.
Um, as well as like some more more powerful things as well. A
How much
potion
is the potion of water breathing?
of water breathing. That's 180 gold.
Oh my.
Do I want that?
I don't.
Keep going while I think about it.
Yeah. Um, uh, there's a potion of dire cleansing for 350, which
I
gives
feel like
you resistance to poison and advantage on being blinded, deafened, paralyzed, and poisoned. Um,
that is
However,
not
it's
It's
what
like
like some sort of detox thing that like Gwyneth
Yes.
Paltrow would be pushing.
yeah. It's
I
a
really
big
thought that was
detox.
like a
Yeah.
diarrhea potion.
Oh,
He also
yeah.
he also has locksmith's oil, which he's like cagey about when he talks about it. This is 50 gold,
Have
and
some crime water.
what's that?
I said have some crime water.
Crime water. Yeah. For an hour, you can add a D4 to like lock picking checks.
I don't know
How
if
much
I
is
want
Um,
to
that?
risk that around this town.
the locksmith oil, that's 50 gold.
It's just a one-time use.
Yeah. You drink it once, and it gives you an hour, and then you get D4 to lockpick checks.
150?
Just 50.
Just 50.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah. He has 2 of those.
Nah, just one, please.
Just one. Okay. The last thing he shows you directly is a elixir of mimicry, which it's a black oily liquid, but it will allow you to imitate the voice of a single creature that you've heard speak in the past 24 hours, but the effect only lasts 3 minutes. But you will perfectly replicate their voice. That
How
one's 80
much is
gold.
air? I'm gonna be cheap. I'm okay right now.
Yeah. Also I think this is the cheapest thing he has, the cleaning concoction. It's 10 gold for a green liquid. It'll cover a medium or small creature or object, or like a set of clothing, and it removes soil stains, odors, that sort of thing. And once it has cleaned it, the potion itself evaporates off of it, so there's no liquid of any kind left on it. So it's like prestidigitation in a bottle.
Hmm, It's like an instant bath.
Hmm. A few people in Maras could purchase more of these.
Catty.
Well, should you ever desire concoctions of a sort, let me know. And you, and he looks at you, Rainier, if you ever wish to have your chemistry looked at, I'd be happy to oblige.
I wrinkle my nose and walk out.
Oh my. Before he disappears, how much was the air breathing potion again?
Uh,
That's for like merfolk, I'm pretty sure.
a potion of air
fish.
breathing is
Yeah,
50
Just
50
feed it
gold.
to a fish.
Yeah, 50 gold if you
Okay.
need to breathe air.
No, I'm good. I just wanted to make sure I was right. I'm sorry. I'm
What have I
really
been breathing this whole
Oh
time?
god. Oh god.
You threw air
Uh,
breathing in and it really threw me for a loop.
I
My
know.
brain was not ready.
I know, it's so fucking wild. The last thing that he'll show is he has a jar of honey. Um it's just a jar of honey, that's it.
Well, you have
Honey.
well, you've got the jar that turns honey into a jelly.
Mhm.
So what's this honey? What
Yeah.
does this honey do, Sean?
Okay. So this this honey has very very rare. This is spirit honey.
Oh my.
And is made from the flowers that bloom in undead filled graveyards and battlefields and anywhere where there's undead to be found. Um, when consumed, it gives you resistance to necrotic damage. In addition to if you nat 20 an attack roll against a creature that is not undead, you then regain hit points from that attack. And at the end of the honey's duration, you then gain the ability to use the Speak with Dead spell at the end of it.
What the fuck?
Honey also lasts. The effect lasts for days, not hours. It lasts for days on it. This is 1,000 gold.
Mhm.
It's ghost honey.
Me and Basar are gonna go outside with Rainier because we're just too broke to be in this facility.
Do you got any recipes I could purchase?
Hmm. Potentially. I could offer you instruction on how to make a more potent healing potion.
How much for that?
Well, to make them and sell them, for you, given potential dealings, I could sell you this potion for this recipe for greater healing potions for 700 gold.
What do the ingredients cost?
Wow, the ingredients themselves cost a variable amount. You see, this requires troll blood. So the problem is getting a hold of troll blood.
When I have more money, I will reconsider your offer.
Wonderful.
I will take a pouch that has 100 gold and set it on the counter in front of him and say, I understand you are a man of business, and what I'm looking for from you perhaps might even just be supplies in the future, but take this here payment and consider it um keeping my foot in the door.
Very well. Come back anytime.
Mervil reaches scarred, fucked up hand out to shake.
Yeah, he shakes it with his weird long fingers.
Yeah, match made in heaven. Yeah, Merv will leave the gold. I'll discuss what kind of supplies I rummaged up.
Yeah, you can let me know about
Yeah,
that.
I gotta like think about what the fuck alchemist supplies are.
Yeah, for sure. Um uh Excellent. You all enter back in. It is bright as you step outside back into the
Mhm.
light again. That guy keeps it dim inside.
Mhm.
Um um, Excellent. Okay. We're a little over time, so I think we're gonna have to end our session before taking care of everyone's errands that they wanted to do. Um, and we'll pick up next week with whatever else you guys end up wanting to do here in Miraz.
Works for me.
Thank you.
Failed merchant
Good
background acquired.
I hope you guys had a good time. A lot of shopping and stuff going on,
And getting to the new quest.
Mhm.
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
Getting quests, meeting people, getting ideas of what's out here.
Okay, don't hate me, but I'm not gonna be here next week.
Oh.
I got scheduled for work. We're having our 30th anniversary party.
Oh, that's cool though.
Yeah, that
That
sounds
is
pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I'm excited to work it
Mm.
because, from what I understand, it's invite only, and everyone who
Oh.
has invites to hand out is giving it to people who tip well.
Awesome.
Oh.
Plus my 10 invites of people who tip well.
Very, very good. Well, that's okay. Is there anything like that you
Yeah.
wanted to do for like your like the funeral stuff?
Um, I was gonna do my best to try and talk to Dudon. Um, I don't know if he was gonna be there or not though. And then now with this new information, ask him some questions about like his death. I know that's a little more speak with dead and probably more than I can do with my third level feature.
Yeah.
Um, but
Well, did you like did you
the other
want
question too was gonna be, can I look at the package that I'm delivering for him?
you can. And just so you're aware, you're not delivering it to him. You're to deliver that to a merchant in town.
Oh shit. Well then I guess I better go do that.
Yeah.
I would definitely do that as well.
Yeah, okay,
Um,
cool.
We'll get you in
Um
a flashback.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, right?
Did you want to like because I look, I don't know what anyone else is going to end up doing here, but like did you want to like you and me go over these things that way like we have our own little thing where we go over and do this stuff.
Sure. What else did I want to do? Yeah, I didn't have much else planned outside of talking to old dude, or at least trying to.
Okay, Cool. I'll just hit you up over Discord, and whenever our schedules match up
Oh,
for it, you know what I
yeah,
mean?
we have that whole fucking chat for it.
Yeah, we could do it in there if you wanted. Yeah, I was gonna like just get on a call with you and just like do the thing if you wanted.
No,
Just have
it's
like a one-on-one session.
to make it a public thing. Let's just do it in the chat.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we can do that. That way, you still get to experience that, and then because I don't know what everyone else will do next week.
Yeah.
Um,
Leave
um,
you behind.
what's that?
Just leave you behind.
Just leave him behind. Yeah,
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 we'll
yeah,
go to
yeah.
your hometown and just leave you here.
I'm
Get
I
looking
mean,
out.
forward to.
actually, fun story. I was planning on leaving Dominic here, but now that I know we're going to Karakara, he's gonna accompany you guys there, and then I'll probably switch out.
Not feeling him.
I'm actually enjoying him a lot more than I thought I would. I just feel more inspired by the other character, and should that character die, I'll bring Dominic back. But um, nah, I like the idea of the other character more now.
Cool,
Cool.
that's exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Always exciting to swap stuff out and try
Yeah.
new things.
Yeah.
And I am looking forward to weaponizing this spoon.
Oh my god.
That's kind of what I was hoping. That's what I, the player, was hoping.
Hell yeah.
And
I knew if
Sean,
anybody could think of something diabolical to do with it, it's you.
Sean, I don't know. Do I need to add that to my inventory, or is that something you can add to my inventory? Or has it been added and I'm just looking in the wrong place?
No, Merv can actually trade that to you.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
Yes, hang on. Gotta.
There's like a little like scale symbol next to inventory items, and you can like pick who you're gonna trade it to and what you're trading.
I got you.
Scale.
I'm gonna head out. Good night.
Good night.
Okay,
Mhm.
see you, Max. Ted, on your Smith's checks that you made,
Mhm.
that you made, you rolled 19.
Oh wow.
You rolled very, very good.
Awesome.
Nice.
Haven't
But-
been sweating that since that day or anything. Not in the slightest.
Yeah,
Ted,
you rolled incredible.
I shit you not. Like that letter you've been carrying has been causing me anxiety. I'm like, how do you just have this thing and not like open it up? You've got to be fucking kidding me.
I didn't make the item yet, but your hammer and tong is not just ceremonial. They, while you hold both the hammer and tong, right? You have to wield both. It will cast the mending spell at will.
Oh.
And I know, like, you already have that cantrip, right?
I do.
Yeah. Okay. You can pick another cantrip and just swap that out for anything else that you want.
Okay.
As well have to head out for the night. Good night, you guys.
Good night, Dustin.
Okay. See you.
Definitely not a vampire.
He definitely had some Nosferatu vibes.
He did. Look, Merv was vibing.
In my head, he is old school Nosferatu.
Yeah.
I don't know. For some reason
Damn it,
nowadays,
Merv.
whenever I hear long fingers, my mind immediately goes to salad fingers.
Yeah.
Salad finger.
Look, I thought he and Merv vibed.
Yeah.
That's
Big
a haunted
vibe.
image I was hoping to get out of my mind. Thank you, Adam.
Yeah, they were definitely on the same page. He like your potions are impressive. Like that's hell yeah.
They're janky and they're cobbled together, but they are objectively an expression of magic that's kind
Yeah.
of wild.
The idea that like you can create a healing potion without traditional troll's blood
Uh-huh.
is like
Yeah.
huh.
Like it's a weird case of like, well, can you actually, because Merv doesn't know he can't do it quote unquote for real, right? Like Merv doesn't know.
Yeah, no, it's yeah, super good. He's into all that, everything you got going on.
Like
Um,
I've settled my business here now. I can backseat. I sold the spyglass. I met the weirdo.
Met the weirdo, got hit on. Hey, Merv still got it.
Merv still got it. I imagine every time Merv takes his hat off, he definitely has like the perfect circular, like bald spot at the top of his head, like perfectly circular.
Oh god.
The chops just go straight up into his hair.
Yeah. Ugh. Ted, I hope you like didn't. You said Amber sounded so upset when her mentor was like, you need to learn more out in the world than stay here with me."
I mean, a little bit, yeah. But like, no, she needs the the kick out the door. Like, you figure she spent the last 5 years here. Like, I have nothing left to teach you. It's like, yeah, but my routine, but
Right.
my routine.
Yeah,
So
yeah. It's like, yeah, because you're gonna like you would. He's like he sees the potential of what you could be and knows if you stay here, right? It like it'll get wasted, you know.
Mhm.
That well, I don't know if you want to like talk about this with people in the call, but like we never actually talked about like the like a deity at all. So I don't know if you have an idea for that, but like I know we've never talked about it, and I've never
we
heard you mention
haven't.
it.
I've mentioned Moradin a few times just because he's the big name dwarf deity.
Yeah, yeah,
But it's not it's not, no pun intended, set in stone or anything like that. If there's something that works better,
yeah. Okay. Um, yeah, just I didn't know if you figured that out or not. So that's why he like just keeps alluding to like there's something about you, right? There's something about you that is very different, you know. Yeah, I mean, I knew that would be a bit bittersweet, right?
yeah.
That he would want to, it's like you're telling the dog to get out of here. Go on, get out.
Right.
You're free.
It's the end of
Go.
Right. It's the end of Harry and the Hendersons.
No, and it was definitely needed for the exact reason that she mentioned earlier. Was like, no, I'm not planning on leaving. This is my home.
Right.
Fuck you guys.
Right.
So then like, yeah, no, this is my home. You got to get the fuck out. What?
Look, join me in being field test buddies.
Yeah,
We're
that's.
just out there learning stuff, trying stuff out, testing
Oh, I thought you
stuff.
meant like being a test subject, like, because that's not going to happen.
No, but you're testing shit out too.
Yeah, that makes a lot more
Yeah,
sense.
like when you're a fucking blacksmith and you make a thing, if you go out and use it, that's testing it.
I'm terribly sorry. Merv, did you say you needed someone to test pharmaceuticals? I did like the fucking like him be like game recognized game. You got a captive audience for your to be your test subjects who seem to be pretty chill about it.
Yeah.
Merv's like, yeah, pretty much. I don't know.
Amazing.
Like I'm keeping him alive, but I haven't like really fucked around yet. So
It's so
ain't no
good.
reason to get excited.
It's so good. So good. What did you guys think of meeting Baracus?
He's got that like that like obscenely wealthy, obscenely powerful guy vibe. Like oodles of magical power, oodles of money.
I love him.
Well, yeah.
I
He's
Ted kind
also
of hate him. Like this dude is slimy. I don't know. He just
does
rubbed me the wrong way.
he has a sleaziness about him. A little bit.
Yeah. 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 I mean, everything you're saying is like on the mark.
Right.
Yeah,
It's like
Um,
it is all supposed to evoke these feelings. So
his style was
it's good to know
fucking
it's doing it.
the
it's
drip was on point.
But yeah, he's got a good drip.
it's the most comfortable conversation with another human being Cal has had in quite some time.
Cal found his true vibe mate.
Yeah, absolutely.
I thought it was I enjoyed the whole session,
Yeah.
that everybody was doing and going in. And then just showing and showing that uh there are cool things you can buy. You just got to
Mhm.
get the gold,
Mhm.
That
Yeah,
there are neat little things that do exist out there in the world.
especially here where there's a little less oversight than in
Yeah.
Bastion.
Yeah, a little less
It's a little bit more laissez-faire about buying stuff.
yeah, definitely you can almost smell the anti-Bastion in the air.
Mhm.
People are like, nah, nah, dude. I mean,
Yep.
they do they appreciate the money that Bastion gives them, right? Like they sell them raw material, and Bastion pays them a shit ton for it. But like they don't
Doesn't mean they
like
have
it.
to like them or their rules.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. It's look, this is a mutually beneficial thing, but like don't put your influence on us.
Yeah, we're not like trading for chains.
Yeah. Though there are other merchants in town that like are fully in the alliance, and are like totally down with all of it. So, there's just that strange disparity that occurs with it. Um
Sean, do you
yeah.
want me to go over my dumb fucking plan with this spoon, or do you just want to hear about it next week?
I
I
mean,
don't want to hear about it.
I
I
mean,
just want to
I
see it.
I don't want to hear about it unless it's something that you think I need to be aware of.
No, I mean, I actually don't think we're gonna RP much of it. Although I don't know, that'll ultimately be up to you. But like, I mean, I think I've figured out a quote unquote gambling game, right?
Oh,
That of course will work out in Kalu's favor.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
hustle people with the spoon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, now like I'm just don't I want to be surprised at what your spoon hustle is.
Okay. Yeah.
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 Like
All
a
right.
good spoon
The
hustle.
spoon grift.
Yeah.
This is exactly why I wanted you to have it, Adam.
Yeah.
When
Tell
you
him
were
about
gonna when you were buying it for Cal, I was like, Cal's not like into any of this. It was like he would be into like I know Adam would like this. But I was like,
It's
I don't think
well,
that
to
Cal's
Merv,
into
it seemed like an absurd ostentation and the kind of shit that Cal would be like, "Oh yeah, this is completely pointless, and I love it."
it.
Which to Merv is analogous to everything else Cal like wears and
Mhm.
kind of does. It's all just like, oh, this is completely unnecessary, but it seems to bring him a lot of joy. So who am I to judge?
Yeah.
And also an educated guess that Adam could come up with something diabolical with it.
Yeah, for sure.
Put my trust in you.
For sure.
You did hand me $1,000 spyglass, which, in fairness, you were kind of getting rid of, so you didn't get caught with it.
Right. Well, like, I knew that, right? And Cal was perfectly happy, right, to let you twist in the wind had you gotten caught with it, right? But when it turns out you got 700 gold for it, he was like, oh, where's my 350 gold piece cut? Because that's who Cal is right about these days.
Mm-hmm. The problem is that you phrased it as Flowers wanted me to have it.
Right. Ah, nice.
And because you phrased it that way, Merv was like, oh, okay.
Very
I
nice.
didn't know he vibed like that, but he was he seemed like a decent sort.
Right.
Also, Merv's presumption is like, oh, if Cal gave me this, that means Cal found like just a pile of gems or some shit
Right.
shoved it
Right.
in his
Not,
pocket.
right. Not a bad assumption based on what you know about Cal these days.
He's shoving 1,000 gold at me. That meant he found a dragon's hoard in that
Right.
house or something.
Right.
He's holding the best shit for himself.
Right.
Has to be.
Yeah, I was thinking about like all day today, just thinking about like what are they gonna do in town? I know, like I was thinking through like everybody's like threads in town here. Um, I think the only person that actually didn't have a thread in town was Laylis. I think everyone else had something that I guess Cal also didn't have one.
Right.
Other than like just getting out, getting somewhere that wasn't Bastion.
Right.
Um,
Yeah. He's following Brian Flowers' advice right now about taking that job, but
hmm.
he's not happy about it.
Do you think that this was the job that?
Well,
Brian
he
was
doesn't
talking
know, right? But he figures better safe than sorry, right? And he also felt a lot better once Baracus was like, dude, I don't need to see all of you, but I need someone to fucking show up.
Yeah, someone's gotta show
Right.
up.
Because the last thing Cal wanted to hear after getting out of Bastion was, oh, yeah, you got to do this thing and meet me in Bastion. Like, no, absolutely not.
Gotta meet me in Bastion, baby.
Right. Every time I get out, they pull me back in.
They pull me right back in. I saw I saw a meme someone made for this is specifically aimed at Adam. The Path of Exile like released a teaser trailer for their new League expansion
Okay.
today, and someone posted a response on Twitter of the meme just goes, "I spent 90 days straight playing this game, and somehow they bring me right back in again."
That's funny. That's really funny.
That's an MMO feel.
Yeah. Like, yeah, I spent 90 days playing this nonstop with no intention of quitting.
Right.
They brought me
Has
back in.
anybody seen the new World of Warcraft expansion, the Dragon People?
Oh, I haven't. I need to check it out.
Yeah, I have not either.
They are straight up making like Dragonborns, basically.
Cool. I mean, they made pandas. So.
Yeah.
Well, I say Dragonborns. They're like they have wings. Well, like some of the time they're like both kinds of Dragonborns people use. One of which is the like, oh yeah, they're just like an elf with some scales on it, and the other time they're like a full dragon.
I'm down with that. You know. I think that's fine. They can do dragon people.
What's interesting is the dragon people can only be one class, and that class can only be played by the dragon people.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it's called the
Strange.
and
What is
only
it called?
the evoker. I don't know what it does. I just know what the name is.
Range DPS heals. Or
Yeah.
heals.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't like that. Yeah, definitely not a fan of that part of it. Hmm. Ted, did you enjoy going to your bakery?
I did.
You enjoy going to the bakery?
Yeah.
I was writing down all the notes of that you had written down. I was like, I'm gonna use his exact description. Like, I wonder if will notice that I'm verbatim using his description of everything.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I mean, you told me to write a description for the bakery, so
I was like, this is too good. It's too good. I was gonna have you tell me all about it. Like, Ted, tell us where we are. What is this stuff? What is this place? I think that's a wonderful touch for the town. You know, something that didn't exist and now does.
fun coming up with, especially since despite being a forge cleric and uh the forge part certainly being the more obvious portion of her character, my clan crafter background is actually about baking, not about being a
Oh.
smith.
Well, look, both require significant knowledge and ability to manipulate flame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A master of temperature. Gordon Ramsay will never tell you it's raw. It it was also great that you guys managed to like keep Rael alive getting here. Um that also changed the outcome of your meeting with Baracus.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Makes sense. It was much more difficult in our initial rescue. We had to use a lot of resources to keep him alive.
Yeah.
I know,
Yeah.
especially Ember used multiple spell slots keeping him alive. And not even just cure wounds. I think you also gave him like Shield of Faith and something else. Sanctuary, yeah.
Yeah. He was I mean he was really injured. he was those goblins they're gonna fucking kill him.
We don't talk about his horps.
Yeah, the horps. No, so that was very good to have him alive and have hefted that way. That went a long way to gain Baracus's favor and his like willingness to tell things, you know.
Now I feel better about my decision to like during the second fight to focus my energy on.
Yeah, it was gonna be well that and also like one he survived the first, right? Which is great. And then the second, then it was basically gonna be like, did anyone write down any notes about what he was gonna do? And like would they take up the thing of like telling who he was supposed to meet, like, yo, he's dead. Sorry about your boy. I mean, like that would have been so interesting to see how any of that played out, if it played out.
That's actually something I was going to say, but it was like far too late. But Dom would have asked the caravan leader who's going to notify all those who died and if he can accompany them. But then just too much time passed, and I was like, all right, I'm going to let it go.
Oh yeah.
So Dom definitely would have done that.
Yeah. They actually mentioned it that last session after the attack, like in the aftermath of it all, that these people will essentially be sent to, and this is like kind of a general thing in the world, like if they don't know, if nobody knows, like if you don't carry a totem or mark of like what deity, everyone gets sent to Lathander's light and purified, which is a nice way of saying they burn you. They cremate you. Being sent to his light.
Do they like have information on next to kin or whatever? How do they handle
Maybe.
that?
I mean,
Maybe. Okay.
right. Like imagine, like you're just traveling in a caravan. If nobody knows you, you didn't tell anybody, and there's nothing on you to indicate, it's like that's it. Then
Well, that's another thing. It's definitely another. Knowing that, Dom would also definitely like talk to any recently departed spirits to see if there's anyone he can contact.
Yeah. That's that. That
For
is
future's reference.
Yeah, that is stuff that kind of the thing we're doing with your particular class. Yeah, that's definitely something that could be done, especially like in the aftermath of something like that. Like you would probably like see these spirits. You know what I mean?
I was wondering about because it's recent spirits that we're kind of going with, right?
Yeah, more or less, because like if someone's been like, I was thinking about it, right? Like if someone's been given to Lathander's light, they're probably not around anymore. They've been then sent to a deity. So that's why I was like, well, some people will be around,
Yeah. I was just kind of wondering because I'm like, do I walk into a bar and just see a bunch of dead people?
Yeah, I don't think it's exactly like that,
okay, cool. I also was wondering, like, for any proficiencies that, like, because I've been giving names to everyone I get proficiencies from, or at least writing them down in journals. Calling upon spirits, be like, I'm looking for a spirit who's really good at cooking.
Yeah. I mean, exactly. I mean, that's how your skill mechanically works, right?
Okay, cool.
Because you get to choose what you gain. So
yeah,
that is effectively what you are doing. Yeah. So, whenever like you and I talk about like what stuff you're doing here, then we can go over like, hey, who did you see, and can you notify people of like, oh, these people died.
Yeah. I'm flexing this whole feat, and I want to make sure that I'm not doing it too much or overstepping my bounds.
No, I think for what you're doing is along like in the boundaries of like what we're allowing to have happen. And you're not doing anything fucking game breaking, right? Like you're not breaking the game with this, so like
not yet. I'm kidding.
Not yet.
Although that tools for the job with any proficiency ever is pretty powerful.
It's very good. I really like that because you can work with your teammates to do something really cool. That I actually like the most amount about that Merv can make the thing, or Ember can make the thing that you can then become proficient with. That I'm a big fan of. Yeah, you guys, the fucking potion of air breathing is so stupid.
Bonkers.
It's so stupid. God, that's a real item. It's not a D&D item. It's a different thing, but
Right.
I saw that and I was like, God, that is good. There is a use case for it, but So weird.
It's not large.
Yeah, it's very specific when you
Right.
need to you need to breathe air.
Right. I mean, I sort of look forward to coming across like the caravan that is all distraught, right? And finding a bunch of like broken glass or whatever. And it turns out they were transporting some merfolk or something. And the container with all the water got destroyed. And now they're just gasping for oxygen. It's like, if only we had bought that potion of air breathing.
Well, that potion of air breathing. I also am a big fan of the potion of transparency being the poor man's invisibility. Like,
Yeah.
can't quite sport the extra 30 gold, so you get transparent.
Mm-hmm.
I like that one a lot too. Did I fucking write down? Oh, I did write down the honey rules. Okay, thank God. Okay. Because I was like, I had the honey and I wanted to like mention this weird ass fucking honey stuff.